It's time for Norton and Friends.
I like it.
In the morning, Norton and Friends. In the morning, let's play Monster Rain. Opie is a shit dick.
They're co-hosts, not lovers. Right? Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Are we on the radio?
It's time to get dangerous.
Oh, I like that.
It's Friday in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we need a Friday thing, something that will really get people going on Friday.
Oh, you're right. You know, that's a great idea. Because there's never been a radio show to do a special Friday jingle.
Yeah, something we should do that lets people know the weekend's coming.
Oh, yeah.
How about we just say that?
The weekend's coming.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
We don't mention it again.
Scorch used to play the weekend kickoff.
What's the weekend kickoff?
And he would play it like every Friday. It's this long song that it's a combination of songs that every radio station has always played. Like he'd start with that, "How's your whole family?"
I don't know that one.
Yeah. It was just like a bunch of dirty words, but I didn't actually say it. I meant, how's your whole family?
Oh, yeah.
And it would
God, that's awful.
Like it go, how's your dick? Dictation machine.
Who has a dictation machine?
No one.
Why would you?
No one. The people in Syracuse are not sitting there being like, you know what? I'll never look at my dictation machine the same way again.
People hear dick and they're like, oh, I guess there is a dictation machine if he said it.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
What is a dictation machine? Is it a tape recorder?
I guess you're talking to it, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Your dictation machine, yeah.
And then it would go into like, oh yeah, that's what it was. It was a weed song. It would go, let's go smoke some pot. Let's go smoke some pot. Do, do, do. Let's go smoke some pot. And it would go on and on. And I'd be sitting there, and his co-host, Paulie, would just have his head in his hands.
Would Paulie be laughing?
He would hate it.
Why?
Because he'd just look at his dreams crumbling beneath him.
You think so?
He could not fathom how he ended up in the position that he was in. He took on, they said, all right.
Really?
Scorch is the morning show. You're going to be his sidekick. And he'd just be sitting there and he'd go, what are you doing? And Scorch would go, no, you don't understand. Everybody likes this. Everybody's like this for a long time. This is how people in Syracuse start their weekends. Nobody started their weekends like that.
Will Scorch not come on this show?
No.
We tried?
He won't talk to me.
Is he mad at you?
He doesn't talk to me at all.
Why?
He thinks that the whole war on all the attention. It's not even a war on Scorch, because I think most of our fans,
they like him.
They're very fond of him.
Yeah.
PFG TV is one of the great TV shows of our fans' history, but he believes that a lot of the attention that he's gotten is because of me.
Oh, really?
And he pretty much blames me and some people have been negative towards him, which I don't understand.
Does he feel that you've been positive about his performances?
He feels like I went in there and he taught me everything that I know, and I came back and announced all of his flaws to everybody across the nation and to Canada as well. That I decided to come out and just say, here's everything. But he had a lot of flaws, you know.
Were they easy to spot?
They were. Like, look. When you're working with a guy who's so obsessed with top 10 lists that he announces that it's the anniversary of the Jungle Gym because he's got a list of top 10 people named Jim, and then when his co-host leaves the room, he leans into me and he goes, yeah, I was lying. It's not the anniversary of the Jungle Gym. I just wanted to do my list. You're in a situation where there's no...
That's great.
You think so?
Yes.
You weren't on the list. Jim Belushi made the list.
I understand that, but I'm saying I think it's really good, like to have the anniversary just to get the names in there.
You think that's a good thing?
Yes,
even though it's not really the anniversary of the Jungle Gym.
No, the anniversary of the Jungle Gym is in February.
You don't know that.
February 8th.
His co-host Paulie would be saying things like, Scorch, why don't we do something different for the anniversary of the Jungle Gym? Why don't we have the stunt boy we'll hang him up at a jungle gym or make him be creepy at a playground in front of kids or do something. No, we're going to do the list.
I like the list.
That would be it.
That list is good.
That would be all he was willing to do.
Jim Belushi, Jim, whatever. Bunch of Jims.
Yeah. And that was it. So maybe we do need a weekend kickoff.
Yeah. I like when they do Working for the Weekend.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
When I had Loverboy on, you remember when I had Loverboy on the after show?
I couldn't listen. I was too embarrassed for them. I mean, I like those guys, so I felt bad.
First, Anthony called up as a prank caller.
Oh, no.
And, like, they're just talking, and Anthony asks a real question. And as he's answering, Anthony just goes, "Hey, where'd you get them red pants, faggot?" It's just really disrespectful. Then he's there with the band. He's got his guitar. And he goes, I go, "So you're going to perform for us today, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I thought I'd perform the new song." And I go, "Yeah, let's do Working for the Weekend." And he goes, "Yeah, no. I just thought we'd do like the new song. We came prepared for that." And I'm like, "All right, we'll do Working for the Weekend. We're going to do Working for the Weekend."
What did he do?
He played Working for the Weekend.
Did he do the new song?
No. We ran out of time after Working for the Weekend.
Did you feel bad?
No. I felt like I had done everybody a great service. We'd all gotten to hear the big hit and then got them straight out of the studio.
Oh, those guys. I don't know them. I just felt really bad.
It was, right?
Yeah, I feel very bad for people.
You do?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
It was fun, though.
Yeah, I imagine that would be kind of satisfactory.
We had a very busy day yesterday. We got a busy day today. In a few minutes, Bob Saget's coming in.
Yes.
Jude's coming in on the show today.
Yes.
We might even talk a little bit with Roxy, who's here helping us out. And
she's very nice.
Yeah, and she's got a very short skirt on today.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't?
No.
She's got thigh highs, and her dress only comes up to like her vagina.
I didn't look.
You didn't realize that?
No, I noticed her coat was furry.
Yeah.
And she's from Boston, so we had a nice chat about Boston. But I didn't notice the skirt.
I think Bob Saget may be outside molesting her right now.
Yeah, I'm sure she probably grew up watching Bob.
Yeah.
So he walks in, and that's
taking full advantage of that.
Of course he is. Oh my God, it's Danny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob has a great life.
He does, right?
Yeah, man. That career he's had was built to be in your 50s and meet women in their 20s.
Yes. And now he's got the Netflix show. So it's even more girls in their 20s.
See, what I need in my career, besides anything to happen, is I need some kind of a gig that like women in their 20s watch, or young girls watch now.
You need some kind of gig where any women watch anything.
Well, let's say young girls watch it now, like 10 and 12-year-olds. I'm 48. So by the time I'm 60, they'll be in their 20s. It's perfect. Oh my God, I grew up on you.
So you want to put in the legwork now?
I don't want them now. I'm willing to put in my fucking footwork now.
Right.
Get it done. And this way, in 10, 12 years, I'm rolling in the box.
Right. You got 10 more years. You get 10 more years of prostitutes with fun extra parts.
Well, they don't have to be prostitutes. They can just be nice girls who appreciate my personality.
Right, with a little extra fun.
Well, maybe not. That's the beautiful part about it.
It's
like, let's make a deal.
Right.
Open curtain number 3.
Who knows? Yeah. Either way, you're a winner, right?
Absolutely.
That's right. And then, after 10 years of that, you start rolling in the box.
You start rolling in the younger, girls in their 20s.
Right. It starts raining puss down on you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I have to put an umbrella up. Like little slugs dropping on it.
You made it very gross. Yeah, I did. If you want to call the show today, it's 866-969-1969. You can tweet, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube us at Jim and Sam Show. We had a very busy day yesterday.
Yeah, after we left, we went and saw Bob Eatman.
Yes. Had a very, very exciting breakfast with him.
Yeah, it's really weird to eat with a corpse. But it was fun. We had a nice chat with Bob. And I still can't believe he takes boxing. He's such a fucking slow-moving man.
Yeah.
And then we
he must have a lot of anger in him, though.
I have a feeling he has a tremendously rageful side.
Yeah. Because he's at a deal. He's an agent. So he's at a deal with talent for a long time and with money guys for a long time, which are two of the most infuriating types of people.
Yeah.
And he's always this kind of quiet, even-keeled.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is what we're going to do. Yeah. Which, that doesn't mean he's not feeling it.
He was getting annoyed at me as we were negotiating this whole part.
He was?
Well, he was just kind of going, Jim, sign the deal. And I was close to it anyway. There's a couple of small things. But I could tell when he was like, all right, I've done, there's nothing else I can get.
You don't want to catch a Bob Eatman fist to the face if you don't sign that deal?
It'd be so humiliating. It wouldn't even be bad just getting knocked out by Bob. It'd be humiliating because it was Bob.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he'd still be standing over you calmly, and then as soon as you woke up, he'd probably just start talking radio again. It's fucking horrible.
All right, Jim, I'm glad we've learned our lesson there. So I'm thinking for the next contract, here's what we'll do.
So yeah, we had time with him, and then we went and did we had to stop because we were scheduled to do Stone Cold Steve Austin in the late afternoon.
Yeah.
And Steve called Sam.
Yeah, he
and
did.
said, hey, bitch, bring me a cable.
Honestly, he could have used that terminology, and I would be like, you got it, Steve.
Yeah.
No problem.
And
he did call me up, and he needed an XLR cable for his recorder. And I said, yeah, I got that. You know, it's one of them 3-prong deals. I can plug it in my recorder. You can bring that? I go, yeah, I got that. No problem. No problem.
And this is how you know, by the way, that Sam really loves Stone Cold. Because after we did Corolla, after we got there and we did the podcast and we left, I realized Sam didn't have his thing with him.
My cable.
And I'm like, this fucking chiseler. For you to leave a $15 cable and not ask him for it or not ask him for the money, you really love this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did. So here's what we did. We had our breakfast with Bob Eatman, got to the bottom of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Then we drove all the way out, and every stop in LA, it's not like in New York when you can do 100 things because you're jumping on a subway.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And just zipping around. Like, Jim, you use the subway in New York, right?
I do. I'm an NR guy.
Yeah, you are?
Yeah.
So you're N and an R and all
NR 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Oh, wow. All the way around town.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just strap hang?
I zip about.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Thanks, man.
But we have to drive around. Yeah. And I don't know if you...
Oh, my God, the traffic out here. What is it?
Well, I thought it was like there was some kind of accident or something crazy had happened. But as it turns out, it was just a typical Thursday in L.A.
Well, yeah, it was fine.
So, we drive all the way out. We do Corolla show. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was
I think the Adam Carolla podcast that we did will be out on Monday.
Oh, it's not out yet. Adam is such a good talker. I've said that before about him, but he's such a fucking maniac. But he really is a really good. He does know something about everything, and he can just have an interesting conversation about anything.
Right.
Really, he's really great.
Speaking of chiselers, we did a fun bit on his show about people with their stories of growing up with cheap parents or
Tales from the Cheap.
Tales from the Cheap, which was fun. And his studio's great. It's just it just feels like autonomy. You know what I mean? It just feels like he built something from the ground up and is in full control over it.
But that's how we are, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, you don't mean us? Okay.
No, I don't mean us at all. The studio that we're in right now, you could come and catch up on reading after the show.
Terrible.
Like, it's very, very peaceful and quiet. So we did Adam Carolla's podcast. Then we had to make a stop because we didn't have time to stop at the hotel to get the cable that Stone Cold needed. Yeah. And I'm not showing up empty-handed to Stone Cold.
Not at all.
I told him I could get a cable.
Spiritually empty, mentally empty, but your hands were full of cable.
That's right. That's right. I told him I could bring him a cable. I'm bringing Stone Cold a cable.
Of course.
He called me.
Yeah.
So, you got a cable? Yeah. Whatever you need, dude.
He knew you didn't have a cable. What he was saying was, get me a cable, bitch. He was right.
Sounds just like him.
Thank you. Yeah. I do a good Stone Cold.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh. So we stopped at Guitar Center to buy a cable. $15 cable, not a cheap cable. And then we drove all the way out to Stone Cold's house, which took about an hour. And we got there. And I had a decent time over there.
It was really fun. He's, showing us his house and playing with his dogs and just chit-chatting.
Yeah.
And I thought we did about an hour. Apparently it was almost 2 hours.
It was 2 hours that we did with him.
Yeah.
My second time, by the way, to his house. It's not
cool.
for so I'm a little more familiar with it. You were probably kind of starstruck, but for me it's just like catching up with an old friend.
Yeah, that was exactly how it felt. It was good to watch two old friends catch up.
Yeah, good.
We had a wonderful time talking, and we talked a lot of UFC. He's a big UFC fan, and it was just a fun talk.
Yep, I think that comes out next week as well.
And after the podcast ended, we probably stayed for another half hour chatting.
Yes.
And I was so happy because me and Stone Cold were just talking about UFC, and Sam doesn't know much about UFC, so he was just sitting there, and I was just so happy to be talking. Because I knew you wanted to talk about wrestling.
It was weird. Because at no point did you move the conversation past UFC.
What did you want us to... Would you have been happy if we went back to talk about wrestling?
I would have been happy if you went back to talking about anything. Could have been music. Could have been broadcasting. Radio. Hey, so how do you feel about doing this podcast? You know, I've been doing the radio show for... Oh, let me input a little bit here.
That was what... I told Sam that's what it would have felt like for me to watch him and Ozzy talk about wrestling.
Shh, Jim, we're talking.
I'd be like, what? Can I be a part of it?
Do you guys remember Coco Beware? You guys remember Bobo Brazil? No, Jim, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. So that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
You want to bring in Bob Saget?
Yeah, Bob is here early, so Bob, let's bring in Bob Saget.
I don't know if they can hear us out there.
Can they not?
But okay, Bob can see me. We're bringing in the amazing Bob Saget now.
Tell them to. Is the radio on out there?
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
okay. All right, cool.
But I couldn't hear my name.
Okay.
How's it going?
What's going on, man? Welcome.
Not much. I'm
Welcome
very happy to be here.
Now you.
I mean, this is altered to me because I kind of knew about this. Pardon me, that's my leg. I've had like a Kenneth Mars, Dr. Strangelove, Young Frankenstein arm. References that no one's that's listening would know. So last time I saw you was in New York, and everything has changed. So,
Oh my God! Yeah, we haven't seen you since the new show started.
we kind of briefly talked about it, but I didn't know what we were talking about. But things are good.
Things are great.
You're happy as hell. You guys are now living together in the morning.
We are, and throughout the day after the show.
Yeah, it's nice.
So now, and you and Opie, it's amicable.
We haven't talked.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, 100% true.
Holy crap in a handbag.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's one of those things where we didn't, the last time, I'll just tell you, I apologize for redundancy to the fans, but, the last time we spoke was we knew the show was winding down. It was time to move on. For him and me. Both of us felt
right.
It wasn't like he was like, Jim, please stay. And I'm like, I'm leaving. We were both comfortable with it. And then, we apparently had a week and a half left. And then I got an email that said, the last Opie and Jim show will be Thursday. I was like, okay, because he was going to take the week off. And then on Thursday, we got an email who said he had a family emergency of some sort. So,
sorry to hear that.
well, I sent him a text. And I was like, I hope your family's okay. And he wrote back, thanks, Jimmy. And that was the last time we spoke. So we never had like a last show together.
Right.
But whatever. It was fine.
It's difficult. Endings are really hard. And to end them properly, sometimes it's amazing to begin because things are just like shooting out of a cannon.
Right.
And you guys did. But you also had all that ruckus with Anthony and all that stuff. So you guys were, well, when the whole thing launched, I mean, when it was really in its heyday was when we were out doing the O&A tour.
Sure.
And, I mean, that was a huge amount of energy where the whole East Coast was just coming to the shows. And
it was awesome. It was so great. We were on terrestrial.
So much fun.
Even though, it was bittersweet because I hated the terrestrial radio side of it so much. I lost a lot of money when we came off K-Rock and all those, because, you made money for, and they were generous with me. When we had the syndication deal to these other markets, they were great. But, I fucking hated it.
Right.
Hated it.
Just in terms of content.
It wasn't, the content wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
Right.
Can I say Heine Pat? Fucking 40 years old.
Right.
It's awful.
Coitus.
It was so bad.
I liked it that you didn't care about the money, though. Your integrity as an artist to be able to say "fucked in the asshole."
Absolutely. Well, how else am I supposed to describe my weekend?
Well, that's also you're in Los Angeles, so that's what you come here for.
But yeah, it wasn't fun, dude. It just wasn't fun dealing with that shit. It wasn't entertaining. Me and Florentine talked about it. Jim had a good way of putting it. He's like, would you rather do a theater with 1,000 people where you can't say anything that you want to say or hardly anything, or a theater with 500 people that you can say anything you want? And I said 1,000, but I got his point.
Yeah, unfortunately, 1,000 is not really an option for you.
Well, I'm happy to see you.
500.
I'm happy to see you.
You too, Bob.
And welcome to Los Angeles, town of dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're wet and they're covered in fungus. Take an antibiotic. Are you a single man?
I'm married.
Those things.
Oh.
Yes.
Has Jim ever been part of that? The three of you?
Not yet.
No,
We're only a month into the show.
You're going to build into that.
Yeah, his wife is really sweetheart, but she's like dropped little hints. She's like, we gotta all hang out more. I'm like, oh,
has she said that to you?
To me and Sam.
I guess I didn't pick up on the.
No, you didn't pick up on the innuendo.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that yet, to tell you the truth.
Maybe can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
You start a three-way text first.
Just like some kind of group
like,
text.
Hey, I didn't even realize you were on this, honey.
Right.
Jim really, now that we're working together, this is the way he works with people.
Right. He wants to get in. He wants to understand the life.
Start it with something innocent, like on a three-way text. Go, Jim's been asking about your feet, LOL.
And you're just on the text.
And there is a foot emoticon, so.
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, and lips. So
you can still make it cute and fun.
Yeah, you can take it and you can add a zucchini with drops coming off.
Right.
And a nose and a smiley face. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all there. Everything you need for a relationship. So I was at the Kanye concert last night.
I was about to ask you about that because I read Entertainment Weekly was like reporting on all the celebrities.
Yeah, which isn't anything. I have this whole thing about celebrity being the C word. If you have no discernible talent if you're a celebrity, but you're not an artist, you're not a writer, you're not a singer, you're a celebrity. Here are the celebrities.
People just know you, right?
Yeah, but Lenny Kravitz, I mean, that's an artist. Sure. That's a really good one.
And one of the One Direction boys was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the Z who wrote the book?
I don't know which one.
I know what direction it was, but straight up the pooter. But the Kanye show was interesting. He comes out on a slab, on a piece of wood that's suspended above the audience.
I got to see it when he did it at Madison Square Garden at the beginning of the tour.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it's not lit though, so you can't really see him.
Well, where were you sitting?
Well, it didn't matter. I mean, I don't know if it was the forum lighting was different than what you saw at the Garden, but.
Well, I guess because he didn't stay for the whole show, right?
No, and I had left because I went with my my buddy Mike Young. You know Mike, right? Comedian, really funny guy. We toured together and used to have debauchery back in the day.
Oh, okay.
With your wife.
Really?
Yeah, that's nothing.
She must have been very young at the time, but
texting is the first thing they learn. I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna.
They get used to those screens.
Oh, she was all thumbs, that kid. She was a hell of a hitchhiker, I'll tell you. But it was very strange. He cut the show, I guess, an hour short or something.
Why?
Yeah, he walked off. He said, I can't perform because my voice isn't good and you people deserve a good show and I'll make it up to you. Now,
he said, I'll do better next time.
Right.
Oh, wait, so he didn't say, I'm gonna refund your tickets?
No. But the thing is this. Now, I didn't pay for these tickets. This was like VIP.
Sure.
Or whatever.
It's a celebrity ticket.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because I'm a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm a clown head that you squirt water into at the fair. But or pee. You could pee in my clown mouth.
That's probably more.
I haven't talked dirty yet, so I figured I might as well say clown pee in a mouth.
How long was he on for before that happened?
I guess about an hour. I guess it was going to be a 2-hour show.
It's like
maybe 90 an hour minutes. And 15 or something. I don't know.
Couldn't he have just done 15 minutes more and cut it at 90 minutes since it was the show?
I don't think you do. Yeah, you don't do what he did. And now,
right.
Now I've when I was on with you guys before the end of your last,
sure,
the Force Awakens or whatever the hell your last show was called. I was in a play, this Hand to God play.
That's right.
And you saw it.
I liked it very much.
And I was really happy you were there. And it was right up your alley, too.
Yeah, it was great.
A demented sick.
Yeah.
About fucked up life and beautiful play, actually. And I played a Lutheran pastor because I'm so much like that in life.
Well, you were very good.
Oh, God, I want to make love to you. I don't want to fuck you, though.
No, I understand.
I'm talking slow.
Yeah.
I'm not just so long if we're going to do this. Let's not... let's...
My head hanging off the bed, you gently cupping my ears, giving my throat a good rogering.
He wants to make love to your mouth.
Roger that. I'm gonna Dumbo you.
Just slowly penetrating your face.
I would hate that.
Oh my God.
You would?
Oh. No, you don't want to. That's not making love, rogering a man's mouth. Well, no, that's terrible. It's terrible unless you like it.
So you were doing the play?
Yeah, and I lost my voice. And what do is you get an understudy, or you do what I did, which is you call Dr. Quackenbush, and you get some prednisone, and you open your throat up.
Right.
So I took the pills, and I was able to do the show. It's not great for you. They say it puts a little weight on and makes your throat. I did it for about a week because I literally had no throat. And
right.
Not going to let that understudy take your job.
I'm saying that Kanye is established enough, and I don't think he's the most holistic guy in the world. I'm just guessing. I don't know. He might be. He might be a guy that says, I'm not putting a drug in my body. But I don't imagine that he couldn't just reach in his pocket and pull out a little pill which takes effect. Do it at the start of the show because your voice is bad at the beginning of the show. And in his defense, he did a ton of shows right before it in L.A. It
was like his seventh night, right?
Yeah, and that's
at the Forum.
Yeah,
and Hanukkah is the longest thing he's ever done. He did 8 days of that. But I just I don't know. I just don't think it's a thing you do.
Should have done 15 minutes later, cut the show a little short.
It said in the article that he did 45 minutes before he cut the thing short.
Oh, man, did I walk out of there early.
Yeah, because the show's only 90 minutes.
I went to the Forum Club. I was told that it was a 2-hour show.
90 minutes.
And it's funny. I've been out touring for a long time this year. That's what I kind of did. One of the things I did this year to get a new special ready to go. And did you just shoot a new special? I think
I'm
you
shooting
did.
the 17th.
Oh,
December 17th.
and you're doing it in Boston?
New York.
Oh, where are you going to do it?
Skirball.
Oh, that's where we did it.
yeah.
That's where we did it as HBO special.
You did your, me, DL, and Attell shot in D.C. We shot in D.C. that year. You shot in the Skirball. I shot in the Skirball for something else. It's a great...
What happened was, though, John Armour was the producer, and they did like 5 with my background. And I'm like, hey, I picked that background. I think they threw a different light on it.
Oh,
Let's just switch the background. They could just CGI us right into any special. It doesn't really matter.
I guess so. Right now,
Put our face over Carlin, just runs. Just have my mouth move, say really smart things. People go, oh my God, I had no idea he was a genius.
Great. Yeah.
I hated him so much. I'm so glad it's not him now. But
So he cut it at 45 minutes.
That's what it said.
that's great.
Then again, if your voice is really going and you can't fix it, like if you realize like, oh fuck, then what do? You got to sing.
Cancel the show before it,
Right.
Or you take the pills at the front of it because they take about a half hour, 45, or I think it's like 2 hours before the show, and that's for people that. And then they have to have their nodes looked at. So he needs to have his. But I'll tell you, it sounded really good.
His voice didn't sound bad.
Not to me. I mean, but it's you're listening to a thing that I'm pretty sure goes through auto-tune. So
for a lot of his songs,
you're going through auto-tune, and the whole thing's on a tape track.
Right.
I don't see a band. So you're
actually, you know what? There might have been a band because when I saw him at the Garden, he had a band, but he's like an egotist, so they weren't on stage with him. Like there was just one section because he did the floating stage thing, right?
Yeah.
There was one section of the arena where the band was actually they blocked off seats. And the band was actually in.
I would love
seats
to
way
have
far
known
away.
that.
Yeah,
wow.
It sounded to me like a DJ was running the whole thing.
That might have been.
There was a band in the seats.
But there was, at least at the Garden, yeah. He had a band and a DJ, so maybe they were going back and forth.
I had a little slide whistle and a skin flute. But there was a thing in the Forum Club, so right about 45 minutes, no, if he did 45 minutes, but half hour into the show, I went back to the Forum Club, which is where the VIPs go.
Yeah.
And it was pretty damn crowded down there, which is not a good sign if you want to go see your... It's like, I don't know, I guess like going to the Kimmel show because the party's so much fun, but... Don't you want to see the show?
So yeah, that's why I fucking hate comps. Like, I don't mind like comps, but like I always tell my manager, no industry comps. I hate it. Not that they're clamoring to come either way, but I hate it when industry comes to the show. I don't want them. I don't want them to have comps.
They don't pay
But you have
attention.
fans though. So what if somebody
Fans are different. No, fans are different.
I mean, a fan that's a studio person, or
If it's-
somebody from a TV, or if somebody from Comedy Central goes, "My God, I love Jim. I want to see him. I'm in town. He's in town. Can I go?"
That's different. But if it's like, hey,
And
this
I want to
agency-
suck his dick.
That's preferred.
I don't want to rowdy Piper's mouth.
But I said, no. There's one time I did it. I never forgave the agent for it. It's so stupid and petty. But it was at the Viper Room in like 2008. And that's a very small room. So this agent who
You have chicken wire go up because they got that cage.
Do they?
The Viper Room, yeah.
Do they always have it or no?
Always. I was back there like 30 years ago, and they would like throw bottles at the guys.
No. This was. They said I was the first stand-up to do it, maybe in a long time.
I believe that.
And it was great. I did like 2 or 3 nights there, and but there was an industry comp table for this fucking agency. This typical agent guy that's like, "Oh, I love you. Shut up." And then
Yeah.
we left him a table by the front, which is what he had requested, and he didn't show and he didn't call, and it was just in that room. Those tickets could have been sold, or I could have been given to somebody.
What's his name?
I'll tell you off air, because I would tell you, I don't care, but he's not a public figure. That's the only reason I won't. But he's a fucking cock. And
I know him.
yeah. But it was just so shitty that when you comp people, it's like Kanye must be annoyed about that. Like, you get all these people in the fucking VIP area. It's like,
Got so pissed off he left.
Well, he wanted money, so he did his 7 shows. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that he can sell out that many tickets at a place that large.
he's amazing when
But
it comes
did you
to
just
that.
get bored after like a half hour and just like, okay, I've seen
It
this
was
show?
very, very loud. So there was a lot of blood pouring out of my ear
too
into
much.
a woman's lap.
Oh, you can't have the noise.
No, I'm fine. I would have stayed. I mean, I love music, so I'll go. And if I love an act, But it's not like, if I'm in a Springsteen concert, I'm not going backstage
Right.
during the show, but that makes me just An old white man.
Yeah, that's about right.
I like Woody Guthrie.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like Gold Rush kind of music.
I love though that like the story coming out of the show is like Kanye leaves 45 minutes early and people are pissed, but you're like, yeah, I left before that. I was all done. I
wanted
set.
to beat the lot. You don't want to go out to the lot where everybody's going, "Yo, Bob."
Right.
Not 30 minutes in though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. This is the longest relationship I've ever had
You
with
beat
an
the
artist.
lot before the end of the last song. I'm like, all right, one more. Then you're like, all right, let's get out of here.
People were still coming in.
Yeah.
Rushing to make
It's like
it.
when Jim went to WrestleMania because they got him tickets.
Thanks, buddy.
And it was like,
Free?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
And the big
You're
match.
not even Jewish and you get excited.
I like a good free ticket.
Are you, what were you raised? Catholic?
Yeah, I was raised Catholic. I went to CCD, made my confirmation, my communion, and then I kind of stopped.
And so do you believe in all that?
I don't know. To be honest, I want to, and I just find it all so silly now. It's very hard.
Do you look at the New Testament as, it's interesting because I've been talking about this, with somebody, and it's like an ongoing discourse that we have, just trying to discover and understand and respect each other's beliefs or non-beliefs. Do you think that it's just history that's in that book? Or do you think it's metaphors and life lessons that's intended like a lot of religion?
Both. I mean, I think it's both. Maybe there are some things that are historically accurate, and the rest are just shit that people made up 300 years after Christ died.
Right.
Yes, stories that just sounded good.
I think it's almost all metaphor.
Yeah, a lot of
Just like life
that's what
lesson
I
and-
think. I like the pictures. You know,
Makes it easier to follow, right?
Yeah. I like it when they have real big thumbs. I don't know. I don't know what that.
The Mary Magdalene stuff turns me on. I enjoy that.
You do?
I love a good immaculate conception. I mean, I wish life was like that.
I do.
Oh my God! But what I was gonna say to you was you've been out getting ready for this special, so you're about to do it.
Yeah.
So you've been and to think about Kanye doing 10,000 seats or whatever that was, 16,000. I don't know, 20. I don't know what the forum has, but probably 20, I guess. But I've been doing longer because I want to do a special. I want to wait till the election's over.
Yeah.
I can't talk about any of it because it's not evergreen and it makes me nauseous, the whole thing.
See, I wanted to talk about a little bit of it, even if it's not much, even if it's just a minute or two, to have a special coming out in February and March and not at least mentioning
Right.
the monumental president. It's not,
Are you doing it?
But you'll have your answer. I mean, it's not like you're
that's what I'm
shooting
saying.
tomorrow.
That's
You're
why I
fine.
wanna do it, yeah.
Same
Are you
with
gonna
me.
do it in such a way where like you're not addressing the fact, one of these two people are going to be president? Are you just addressing them, or is it going to be very clearly dated? You know what
Well,
I'm
he'll
saying?
know who the winner is. So.
Well, I'm taping in December, so I'll know.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah, that
this
was
is Jim. Have you met him?
Jim.
Where's your special going to air?
I'll tell you off air. I would love to say it, but they have to announce it.
It's that fucking agent from the Viper. You're
Yes,
not
it
allowed.
is.
You can't. I'll tell you off air.
On his phone. No, I can't because the part of the contract is they have to announce it. I remember asking my manager, can we announce
I
this? He goes,
understand.
no, they have to.
Norton's gotten very industry since you last saw him.
Yes, I have.
No, actually, he just what he has done, and I've known him a really long time, longer than we both even probably remember. Somewhere in New York we met, but before any of this radio stuff,
Caroline's.
I guess.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he became a professional. You became a pro.
You know what it is? It's weird. Like,
Not at radio.
no, I clear my throat a lot. I'm
Jacking off guys and throwing little people on mattresses.
Nothing wrong with that. It's good radio.
Yeah.
It's, so I know you just can't do it because they're being nice by giving me a special. So I don't want to burn them and do it like just because I'm anxious to announce it. Like I'm dying to. But
And you will. And you got a forum. I mean, look at this. And all the people that are listening right now, I've been a friend of your show, your past show, your last show.
That's right.
I like Opie. I like Anthony. I don't understand anything. I don't know. This whole world is just one giant fucking crazy.
Well, no, relationships fall apart.
It's like
It
the
happens.
movie Zardoz.
It's okay. Relationships collapse.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
I just wanted to mention a movie you definitely don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know Zardoz.
Zardoz, I think it was a John Borman movie. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. But
definitely.
Sean Connery was a star, and it was the future, and it makes no sense whatsoever. And there's a floating head in it, and I could sure use some.
A floating head in the future, just a typical Friday in L.A.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Welcome to beautiful downtown Burbank. But I mean, I've been out doing like an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh my God!
But not when it's a casino gig or something. You do an hour because you can't. You can't go.
They
over.
want you out. Casinos, there's no fucking gig that will complain less if you do under your time in the casino. They're happy. He only did 6 minutes. All right, well, go out, hit the tables. They don't give a shit.
They're just trying to get people in the door with your name and then out the door as quickly as they can. Is that the gist?
That is, but I'm engaged in the moment so much in stand-up, and it's just one of the things that I do poorly, but it's something that I just love.
Sure.
So I've been trying to do, like, the freestanding hour within the hour and 40, and that has been making me feel like I get off stage and I go, wow, how long was that? It felt like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So maybe Kanye thought he did an hour and a half.
He thought he was done.
What, are you dating now, or what's your?
I have a girlfriend.
Oh, you still do the same girl?
No, I don't think
How
so.
long?
Is my penis?
Yes.
It's about 5 months now.
Okay, cool. no.
I think we're 5-6 months we've been we've been dating. How old? She's a woman. She's in her 30s.
Okay,
in them. So
nice.
I don't want to say anything bad age-wise, but she's a very, very sweet girl, and we have not broken up at the time of this live broadcast.
I think that it was last time I saw you.
When is this replaying? I got to figure out how
It replays tomorrow morning, so I don't know for sure. But
Yeah.
at the time this live broadcast.
This live broadcast now, because you're in L.A., is running 3 hours later than it usually does.
Correct.
And your fans are accepting it. They will just move to that time.
They're all starting work late
For the week.
Yeah, for the week.
And what is the show that follows yours on this very station?
It's a replay of us.
Replay of our show, yeah.
So they play you twice.
They play us twice.
I
Yeah.
did the math on that.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
Replay of us.
You're
boom,
talking to
boom.
Rain Man right
It's
now.
really good. So I think last time I saw you, I saw you, I think you were in the relationship and it was good. It just started. It was less than we only did the show a month.
Oh, that yes. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so I think you're still.
So we're still. I think the honeymoon period is. After about 6 months, you shake the tree a little bit.
What will you typically? Because you're a really good guy, but what will you typically fight about with any woman? Like as that honeymoon period wears off, like what's something like that will always like? For me, it's being away, or my texting habits, or other things like that. For you, what's
You're texting with other people.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
Well, you could
for
block those other people.
No, I'm the one initiating the conversation.
Yeah, how are they going to text you back if you block
No, but you could initiate them and then block them.
Oh yeah, send a cock
So your
photo,
ego's
block.
fine.
So what's typically something that they want too
I
much
think
of your
the
time?
usual thing is the person is very comfortable with you, and then all senses are down, so they just behave in a way. We both, all people behave in a way that they don't even regard what the other person's thinking or feeling. They just are more reckless. The politeness is kind of worn off.
So they start to forget that they're with Bob Saget. And it's like, there's something about that. Like,
No, I say it every 5 minutes. You realize you're with Bob Saget.
you ever
don't
get that though? Like, I'm fucking carrying most of the weight.
Right, like the reverence starts to go away.
Yes.
Right? Like,
anybody, especially, and I've never not dated someone younger. What are the odds of that?
What you hear right now is me patting Bob.
Well, but I'm 60 years old. Who am I going to date? Margaret Thatcher?
Yeah. You don't want to date a nice 57-year-old lady?
No, she was really nice.
yeah, right.
She had to be really nice.
Really.
And,
30 years
as a
younger.
writer friend of mine once said, and believes that semen is a beverage. That's Lenny Rips. I want to give credit to him, man. He's going to want credit for that joke.
Drinking cum. Just a Saturday in L.A.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to Burbank. We're drinking cum.
He's been doing the LA stuff all week.
But are you doing a Carson voice? Is that
No,
the
it's not a
idea?
car. People think
yes, it is.
Sam said it.
It's a car. It's
That is,
obviously a
you're
bad
doing Carson.
No.
He says
Yeah.
no. He says it's just an LA voice.
He's an LA guy.
It was funny. I was driving on the way, and it said Slauson Cutoff, and I grew up. Nobody listening would know this, but Johnny Carson and his writers would just go, and he would pretend he was Art Fern. I don't know what he was doing. He was giving a tour of how to get to his car place or something, and he goes and it goes to Slauson Cutoff. Get out of your car. Cut off your Slauson. There's like literally no. I mean, I guess it was a pickle joke that you're just cutting your dick off. That was his. That's how he dealt with the censors.
He was very good.
He really was. So he was good, but I just did. Makes no sense.
No, I got it.
Jim had a strategy we were talking about before you came in about his dating life, because Jim is looking for a girl.
Are you looking to settle?
Not settle.
He's looking for a girl, but we use the term girl loosely.
Yeah, it's possible.
So it could be a partial girl.
Sure, but no, a girl. Like I want some. I mean,
You could have a girl of multiple parts.
Yeah, why not?
It could be a part girl.
A nice
Right.
girl.
Girl with surprises.
You want a Shetland? You want a centaur? You would not mind something with cloven hooves if it talked to you.
No, if it didn't talk to me, that's the problem.
That is the key.
But Jim's idea was, he said that you're a genius because of what you've done with your career. He wants to do something now.
That's right.
You want to do a kid show now?
Jim wants to do something that 10 to 12-year-old girls like, so that way when he's 60, he can bang 20-year-olds.
Well, 5-year-old. Yeah,
I don't even look. I see. Here's what. Because I have 3 daughters and you do not have any kids, correct?
No, that's true.
And I know that because if I recall, your semen didn't taste like it worked at all.
I do not.
I can tell just by the taste of semen whether that guy can get someone pregnant.
You can tell potency based on taste.
Yeah.
In fact, I work in a lot of clinics, and they just have me come in, and it's like a glory hole, so people don't know it's me, because that would kind of be like weird. May not be good press for me.
Right.
But I just make sure that the guy, whether I could say, you're going to have twins,
And here's how Bob knows. He goes like this, and he sucks it through his teeth.
Right.
And if he feels like he has like little pieces of orange between his teeth, he knows they're
disgusting.
potent.
He's trying to figure out how pulpy it is.
What's weird is I can talk.
Doing shots. The patient, you're late for the patient, but we have the sample here. All right, down the hatch.
It's like using the Vitamix. Anyway,
But yeah, the career you've chosen is great.
but it's weird because I come on here and then people go, "Oh my God, that's not the dad on Full House," because they think that was a real person.
Right.
They don't realize it's a character. So I have this odd career that I'm working.
Danny Tanner was probably doing shots of jizz too, right?
Well, I don't know. It looked it to me.
Yeah,
I mean, I think
so.
you wear a real colorful sweater like that with a lot of patterns to hide stains. You can't find semen stains in one of those Cosby sweaters.
Tanner.
I got a question for you, and I'm not going to do this anywhere on stage. I don't like talking about this stuff.
Sure.
But Bill Cosby is apparently blind now.
Yeah.
And you've talked about this on the
Is
air.
he totally blind?
He said
He can't stand trial.
right.
Well, that was a separate sentence. He just
as long
can't
as
stand trial.
How about this? As long as they're not blind, I don't think he needs to be.
Well, I think,
vision.
My thought was, in a perfect world, if I had no family career in my bones, and all I did was come out and just do what you do, which is get out what I want to get out, my devils, my observations. Sure. I just had a premise that at the trial you don't have to be able to see. All you do is like you go up and you do the grab, you do the old pussy grab, which is very popular.
Funny.
Right.
And you feel their tits and you go, that's her. Definitely her. I could feel, or your dick's in her mouth and it's, this was the mouth. That's definitely the mouth.
It's
of
a
that
strategy
girl.
he's using. The cop feels you're saying. So you're saying basically a girl's
He
gonna
could be getting all of it again.
Yeah.
Just for the fuck of it. Without having to drug him and use his blindness to serve him.
and then he'll say, "Oh no, that wasn't her."
Right.
Like basically just Cosby groping and fucking women. Just a typical Saturday in L.A.
Stop doing that.
That is Carson.
Why? It's hilarious.
No, it's Carson.
I tried to tell
No.
him it was Carson.
No,
He's just doing it over and over again.
people are going crazy for it.
Nobody likes it.
It's a wacky Saturday in L.A.
They're going crazy for it.
It's
a hit.
15 minutes to Burbank from here.
There you go. That's Carson. I'm not doing Carson.
Not you.
No, it's not.
So you're saying Cosby may decide I need to go based on feel. I can't.
I don't think they're going to televise it. It's not going to be a C-SPAN thing.
Right.
Is he really blind? The time I met him,
I don't know. I mean,
I met him twice, and his eye was open really crazy wide. I guess he has glaucoma.
I've watched him. He has to get helped into cars. Like when he did Sirius one of the last times a few years back, they put him into his car like a cop car. Like they had their hand on the back of his head.
Oh, that's when he was being arrested.
Oh, that's what that was? Oh, right.
That's before all this jazz happened.
Meanwhile, we are talking about a guy who literally was an icon.
Yeah.
And we're in a time right now where we're watching our icons just fucking drop.
Yeah.
People that we look up to. How many people are? There's a few people. I mean,
for him, Jared Fogle was a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Sam looked up to him.
Icon of sandwiches. And the
you love a
internet.
young sandwich? Do you love the meat when it's not cured long?
Yeah, that's right. fresh off the boat.
He couldn't wait till that calf was just running and then smoked. Run that thing right into the little refrigerator. Smoke that little fucker.
It's very difficult to be an icon, though. All of a sudden, you're given all this power where everybody just worships you.
No, but just a good person, like Tom Hanks is a good person.
Right.
I mean, that's like, you're kind of America's sweetheart because he's I've known him. I did the warm-up on Bosom Buddies.
Did you?
Wow.
Really? I thought I saw that guy in New York.
Who, Tom Hanks?
No.
He was on SNL. You did.
His partner.
Oh, Peter Scolari.
In like a Starbucks one time years ago. What happened?
Yeah, he's on Girls.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I saw him in a play that Tom starred in, the Nora Ephron play. And it's escaping me right now, and he was wonderful.
So you know Tom well.
I know him, and he is a incredibly good person. So there are people like that are just, I mean, you know a lot of people. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel is an incredibly good guy. There's just some people that are, and I'm not saying that he's Tom Hanks, but
you ever see Forrest Gump?
To me, he is. Forrest Gump, good person.
Yeah. Bosom Buddies was funny.
Yeah,
I remember. What was the song? My Life.
Yeah, it was Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. That's right. Yeah,
and it was exec produced by an old friend of mine, Chris Thompson.
Did you know Wendy Jo Sperber?
Very well.
You did, right? She died, right?
She did cancer, and I did benefits for her that have in Palm Springs. She really tried to champion and raise some money for breast cancer, and she was a lovely, lovely girl.
So you don't think there will be any awful stories coming out about Tom Hanks?
I don't foresee it. I mean,
because everybody says Arnold Schwarzenegger's a great guy, but he's always got skeletons falling out of his closet.
Yeah, but man, that's just a Teflon guy. He has a son with his maid, and then he gets a hip replaced, and then nobody knows. He can do anything he wants.
I call him, just for humor value, I will say sometimes if they'll say, how's Arnold Schwarzenegger? And I'll say, do you mean the Governator? And I'll say,
what humor value does that have?
I'll say he's been running around just kind of solving crimes and shooting everything. And someone said, it's just a typical Tuesday.
He's not even the governor anymore. He's not the governor.
He's a movie star again.
Yeah, he's back to
that's LA for you.
Yeah.
You can be the governor and then go back to being a movie star.
Right. And you'll kill less people. And it's another typical Thursday.
And it was his housekeeper, Friday. Right? And
yes.
And he isn't.
She looked like a gargoyle.
Is that true?
Yeah, she should be on top of a fucking federal building.
Well, maybe when he was the governor. I mean, he was in Sacramento. There is a hotel there with gargoyles on the building. Maybe that's where he met her. She was just hanging out on the roof.
Yeah, she fell off and he fucked her in the throat.
You can't get pregnant fucking somebody in the throat.
She is really. I like that Arnold's finally said, "Hey, this is my son," and he took the kid to like Germany or something, or they celebrated Oktoberfest. That's good for you.
And then he got Celebrity Apprentice.
Did a tour of the camps.
Yeah.
But he was always nice to me. Always, as I said that, then this.
I only met him once, and he was awesome. He came in and did the radio
he's
show.
funny as hell.
Oh, that's right. He did come in to do the show.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He has a humor about himself, and it's just, but it's, a lot of people that are well known get away with things, and there's a lot of hurt when marriages break up and all that crap.
When you find out terrible things, nobody cares if somebody, somebody who cheated on somebody else. That's kind of like fun to talk about, but
it's also unfortunately a norm that relationships have a beginning, middle, and end, and so they don't all last.
But that's not going to ruin you. Like that's not going to make you not an icon. Like, if Cosby cheated on his wife or was having an affair,
he cheated on his wife.
Yeah, I was.
You want a Jell-O shot? That was the weirdest part. Is that to drug someone to have sex with you? That's I don't think he needed to do that.
No,
he definitely didn't need to. It had to be his.
You just show you're real.
Got off on.
That's either his thing, or he turns him on, or he loved the fact that there was no real repercussion from it. Meaning they couldn't just go out and scandalize him.
Yes, and there was not much memory.
And maybe he was afraid in the 60s of being a black guy fucking white women, and all of a sudden if that comes out, he's ruined.
I'll bet he got off on the power.
He might have.
I bet it was the power.
He might have, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't even think he thought that way, because it really, I don't know. I don't see race a lot of times, and that's obviously
I don't either until somebody is in front of me. Or until I hear them on the phone.
Until it's locker room talk.
Yeah, or until I see that they spell a text and I say it.
God, I want to grab some pussy. I want to grab some Billy Bush.
You know, grabbing pussy is locker room banter. We all say very dirty things. It's okay.
We do, but that's the thing about this. This happens on the air. So the locker room banter is what you get to do. That's why you're not on free radio. You get to do this.
Right.
And then you don't have to go get outtakes. But you're not running. You know, there's no way in hell. I mean, and in fact, we would have to turn into hell. We would have to be in hell for you to be a nominee for president.
But listen to like the Nixon thing. Wasn't Nixon saying like nigger and Jude and all this nasty? So wasn't he like really racist and saying all like?
That's the 18 minutes that's missing.
No, but didn't he say stuff beyond before that? Like my Jew, because like he said some horrible shit apparently.
It's the time.
Well, but no,
but you know what I mean? Like as in the Oval Office.
No, but he had a Jew. He had one.
He did. Yeah.
He had one in possession.
He brought in his Jew with him.
I thought he was saying like
it lived with him like Bilbo Baggins. It was
right.
A miniature Jew.
Yeah.
It was a toy Jew.
Yeah, I thought he was saying like all kinds of nasty stuff.
Bob, were you close with Kevin Meaney?
I loved Kevin.
Yeah,
Meaney.
he was great.
I loved him.
What was it, a heart
years
attack?
ago,
Did they say what it was?
I think he said heart attack at the end of the day.
Man.
But I came out of different scenes. I would do Boston, I'd do San Francisco, I was New York a lot, LA, and San Francisco is kind of where I became friendly with him. And it was just, you could feel like he was one of Steve Martin's children, you know, the silliness that Steve kind of was, that he launched in a way no one had ever seen. You know, he was selling out, 10, 20,000 seat places and then didn't want to do it anymore unless he did a whole new act and became a movie star. But Kevin had that silly, just fun, just made you feel good. And I kind of subscribe to that. Even in my stand-up, I'll go on riffs. They might be a little more blue because Kevin was not blue.
No.
But, I mean, if you look at him and you Google him, which I did the day that he passed away, you start to Google the person and you start to watch stuff. And there was a Tonight Show clip. And it was one of his first things he ever did, which was he's bombing. And because he purposely would do something that didn't do well, which we all revel in.
We very ballsy, though, to do that on the Tonight Show.
On the Tonight Show. And he's singing, I don't care, I don't care. And then the other thing that, go put on big pants. We're big pant people, because his parents really fucked him up. They clearly, and he came out as being gay, and that
he
was a
didn't come out
big
until
deal.
so much later.
Yeah. It's really weird that he had to. I'm trying to use Purell here. Because my hand I forgot, is covered with excrement.
I appreciate the respect.
I went to the restroom just to put my hand up my ass. Because it gets me ready and loose for you guys.
It's the morning,
Yeah, and I want a suction cup to the chair. I don't know what that is. But I don't like when funny people die. I like when non-funny people die. I think that's great.
Yeah, it really is.
You do?
Yeah, but funny. We don't need another fucking funny person. Max Alexander just passed away. Did you know him?
I did. I didn't know he died. I liked Max a lot.
Yeah, I know. And that's the age that we're at. What? I mean, I'm 60.
What did he die of?
I'm living.
The age?
I think you saw my show. I don't know what he died of.
He was really heavy and he lost a lot of weight. And I thought did he come out or no?
I don't know.
I thought he was gay.
I don't know. I tried to fuck him so much, but just in one of the flaps. But
what did he die of?
I do not know.
And when?
But I have a friend who calls me, and you know the guy actually, but I'm not going to say. Off air we'll talk.
Sure.
Oh man, we'll go to Burbank and talk about it in Los Angeles.
We'll have lunch at a place and talk about it.
Just another typical afternoon?
A confab. I've got the best hoagie shop in Toluca Lake. But this guy only texts me who dies. And it's always comedians. It's like, what comedian died?
You just never hear from him until somebody dies.
It's just unbelievable. It's like blank died, blank died, blank died. Did you hear about the bus crash? It's just it's like I have my own private
tragedy junkie.
TMZ. Yeah. And you know the guy.
There are people like that, right? That are tragedy junkies that just want to.
I think it's everybody. I think it's everybody, and I think it makes me want to vomit on them because I turn on the news and besides the insanity of the World Federation wrestling politics we're dealing with, I mean, you don't want to see a poster or two faces of your candidates cut out opposed at each other like the like the ad for Enemy Mine.
Yeah, Lou Gossett, great.
Right. And,
Dak.
Right? Oh, I like that. Do that later. Do that with my sack on your eyes. I want to put I want to rest my balls in your eyes.
It'd be preferable to what I have to look at every morning.
All we're gonna do is like just eye and mouth stuff. We're never gonna actually have sex. There's never gonna be anal. There's just gonna be eyes.
Jim just does above the neck.
That's all.
That's all he does.
That's pretty hot.
So your friend calls you.
ATN.
Above the neck.
Yeah, it's better than ATM.
It is. Although you just went ass to Purell a minute ago.
Yeah.
So the honeymoon is not over in your relationship yet.
No, we are in a relationship now. We're heavily into it, where you learn more about the other person, and sometimes you find out things that, oh, that's how that person responds to that.
Do you fly her to gigs with you, or does she have a gig here that she can't leave?
I'm going to Vancouver and doing a couple dates there. I'm going to do you've done them, haven't you?
Not Vancouver, no.
Oh, you should go there. They're nice. So nice. They're casino gigs, but it's where Don Rickles did Mr. Warmth, that John Landis documentary about him. It's the River Rock Casino. I'm there next week, and then the Hard Rock Casino there the night after, and Canadians are, I've spent 30 years doing stand-up there all around Canada. You've done a lot of Canada, haven't you?
No, mostly Montreal and Toronto is it, and that's it.
Well, we did the that Dirty Show, that Montreal Comedy Festival thing that you were so funny at.
What was that?
That thing at the Place des Arts. It was a dirty show, and it was live on TV. And
thank you. Yeah, that's right.
And at my intro, I actually told the story that we talk about it literally every time I'm ever on a show with you, which is, I said, and this guy called me up one night, and if this guy texted me one night, I could really use a hand. You know what I mean? With my dick, right? Or someone like that.
No, I said to her, like, hey, are you available?
You said to her, but you meant, I'm Bob.
It went to you.
I'm a guy. Oh.
Yeah, but by accident.
I thought you were calling me a her for a minute. I thought everything changed in here.
No,
Bob's beautiful. Like, we cut to your point of view, and I'm just wearing a blonde wig.
She was cute, man. Sexy.
Is that right?
So he texted me thinking I was a woman that was going to come jerk him off. And I said, this is Bob Saget, Jim. He goes, oh, sorry, man. I thought that you were this girl that was really going to jerk me off.
I did it to Sam yesterday.
Yeah, you get so excited with your texting. Too much going on.
But that's how you know I like stupid Sam. I was sending a text message to somebody else, and I just sent it to Sam, but it just said, I sent two pictures to her, one creepy one and one of me and him, and I just said, with Sam, my broadcast partner. I didn't say this fucking creep or this bag of shit, which would have been more honest.
Made me feel better, though.
Yes.
You made me feel better. So, Bob, on December 12th at Caroline's on Broadway.
Yeah, we're doing this
thing. Talk about the big event.
This is amazing.
Cool comedy, hot cuisine.
You're right. So for 25 years, I've been involved with these benefits. I haven't hit you up yet. I haven't tortured you yet, but I'm going to.
You know that I'm not effective at getting people in the room. I'm not good at that.
That's not the truth. You are effective.
What's the benefit for?
In the room.
Is this for your sister?
My sister died in 94 of scleroderma, which is hardening of the skin. And we have, since I got involved with this cause, before she was even diagnosed, I started doing the benefit. And then Robin Williams was the first person that ever did the benefit. And it was the Cool Comedy Hot Cuisine is what it's called. And in case anybody wants to look, it's srfcure.org. And we have raised over $40 million since I got involved with it. And Sharon Monsky is the founder, and it has blown up. I mean, we did a benefit in LA last year, and John Mayer performed, and Jimmy Kimmel did the auction with me, and Jeff Garland, and Jim Gaffigan, and then I just did one in Vegas. We raised $560,000, and so we're doing one December 12th. And that's going to be at Caroline's, and tickets are available at that, srfcure.org.
Who's on it?
On this one, it's going to be pretty wonderful. It's Michael Che and John Oliver And Andy Cohen is doing the auction with me, and Jeff Ross.
Oh, that's great.
That's a huge lineup.
And what happens is it has to be a wealthy person's charity. It's only Caroline's max is 400 if you can get the people in there. And we do it, and it's a sit-down dinner by Susan Feniger and Mary Sue Milliken, who are top chefs, and she was best friends with the founder. And she's the one that also really furthered.
Did the founder die?
Founder died about 20, I don't know how long ago. It was terrible. And she has 3 beautiful children, and who are like family to me.
Okay.
And that's okay, right?
Yeah.
They're like family to me.
Sure.
I mean, it's not like the aristocrats. I mean, I'm not family. I don't treat them like that. But I'm going to do the benefit forever, and I'm going to die of something else. Nobody's going to give a shit about me. There's not going to be a benefit for what I die from. It'll be some weird strain.
I'm sure if there is, I'm sure Elton John will be in charge of it.
So you're inferring that I'm going to die of something possibly gay? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think he already has a wonderful foundation that he does stuff for.
Yeah. If that's the case, what I would love, this is how I would love my tribute to be. I would like it to be a benefit tied to my funeral, and Elton sings Candle in the Wind, and they bring out my naked corpse with a candle in my asshole, and they have a little fan blowing, and then you come over and you just kind of like, you just play with my parts a little bit.
No, I think I would ruin the visual. I think then up there, there's a dead guy with a candle in his ass, and someone is playing with his private parts. Just a typical Sunday in L.A.
In Toluca Lake.
So go to srfcure.org.
Yes.
For all the tickets and information to that. Again, it's Bob Saget, Michael Che, Andy Cohen, John Oliver, Jeff Ross. It's going to be an amazing show.
It's going to be a lovely night. It's very expensive, and we've got some great sponsors and Actelion Pharmaceuticals, and there's people getting cured. That's the thing. Like,
right. It's actually
my
working.
girlfriend has a friend, and her aunt was dying 6 months ago, and she weathered down to like 80 pounds. It's as though there's a good disease. This is a really, really bad one when it affects your lungs, because that's how you die. Pulmonary hypertension. Burbank. Our tea time lady. But I'll never get back to it. Oh, but this woman went to Johns Hopkins, one of the centers that we fund, and she's in remission. She is actually being cured of a disease that's such a boutique disease. It mostly affects women. Huge black around the world population has it. People always say, you know, when you come up with statistics and you go, and I went to Washington, and I was actually, years ago, Hillary actually was very helpful. She took me around, set me up at the different senators and stuff to help me with women's causes, and I fucked a lot of chicks. No, that's not what I meant. Yeah, you go, girl. But you know, people don't care about causes as much if it's about women, or and people
breast cancer awareness does pretty well. I mean, you know, NFL and a lot of, you know, breast cancer awareness does.
Breast cancer awareness does, and I mean, if you really want to make $1 billion, you just change the name of your organization to Babies with AIDS, and you're pretty much
absolutely. It's the name of my album. Might as well be.
What is the name of your special going to be?
You know, Mouthful of Shame, possibly, but I'm not sure. I still may change it.
I like that.
Thank you.
That sounds like what could happen at the end of this broadcast.
That's exactly what's happening during it.
Yeah.
I'm going to want you to wear a contraceptive sponge in your mouth. So here's the craziness of what you were probably going to look at next, which is that December 9th.
Yeah.
Besides, when was Pearl Harbor? December 7th?
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Right. So I'm actually going to Japan. I'm leaving Japan December 7th, just in case.
Yeah.
There's any thought.
Retribution, sure.
But we are Fuller House. It's the second season on Netflix. It's the they say that it's the most popular show on there.
Really?
And they also say that it's the most popular show in the world, which I don't believe it, but there's nothing in print. But all the Netflix people walk around smiling an awful lot when they talk about it. But that comes on December 9th, which means on Netflix you then watch 13 episodes, and that's it. You take your 7-year-old, put it in front of the TV, you leave the house, go get drunk, get hookers, and just drive anywhere you want. And your kids they can just binge watch Fuller House. It's hard for me to say Fuller House.
Sure. So used to follow.
I used to, but I play the father. But I'll be out doing. We're going to Japan. They're sending us to Japan.
That's amazing.
And we're going to do a thing at the San Francisco House of Promotion. It's going to be a.
Do they like Full House in Japan? Did that show go
huge?
worldwide?
That show went worldwide, but the way the world changed from 30 years ago when this show started is, you wait for syndication, and then 10 years later it ends up around the world. It doesn't happen right away, and they got to translate all the shows. This thing, the moment it drops on December 9th, it goes around the world in every language.
That's amazing.
So it is. And my voice is the same guy that did my voice in France when I was on Full House. And he talks like this. Hello. Oh, Michelle, you're so beautiful. He doesn't speak English. But he's doing my voice again. They got the same guy.
Now that he hasn't worked since.
Yeah, he's just sitting there waiting.
Been a mime up till now.
Now that the show's so popular, the Olsen twins still want nothing to do with it?
Well, they're not actresses, Oh,
I guess.
They're really amazing fashionistas.
They make money from that, right?
Yeah, they do.
They make money from their clothing.
Yes.
Yeah, they got a huge. The clothes are actually amazing. I go home and I wear the pregnancy outfits. I actually have a friend who wore one of their dresses, and I didn't know and she was pregnant when she wore it. It was a pregnancy dress, and I just went, "That is the coolest damn thing." She said, "Well, your TV daughters made it," and it's just this amazing looking thing. It's if you because some women are self-conscious, but if you have a good $10,000, you can sink down on a thing that makes you look like a Teletubby. You're in good shape. No, but they're like, I'm real close with Ashley and Mary-Kate. Like, I love them a lot. So, I mean, if you don't want to act, you don't want to act.
Right.
I don't know why, it's not like we're sitting around on a couch just showing clips and talking about it. Everybody's playing the parts.
Right.
It's so bizarre, man. It's like walking in and hold on, I got a booger in my ear. I put it in there about an hour ago.
That's understandable.
That was in the when I was in the bathroom.
Snack for later.
It's just a typical Monday in L.A.
Oh, shut up.
Earwax in Toluca Lake. You're doing this to him because it bothers him.
No, why would? Because he understands that. Like, what happens is he understands that it's an untoppable joke. It's such a good one. He can't handle it.
Right. It's just too funny. It's too good and topical and relevant.
It's
yeah, you're right.
But because you know that reiteration and completely being obnoxious, which is what we were when we were 5, and then we made careers out of it.
Sure.
And doing something 100 times. It won't really be funny until you've done it
100 times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the listeners will be doing it or go, please do that more.
I don't think they'll say, please do that more, but they'll mention it at times just to be irritating, and that's all you can ask for.
That's really all you can expect, isn't it?
What would be the longest run you've done with that so far?
With what, a redundant, repetitive joke?
No, the redundant,
my entire
repetitive.
1990.
Yeah, your comedy career. AIDS.
Yeah, you've done a lot for AIDS.
I sure have.
Yeah,
I'm the face of it.
He's certainly created an awareness.
I gotta piss. I'm gonna piss my pants.
Yeah, we're gonna
break. I
got stuff going on.
I'm at the Improv tonight, Melrose Improv. I don't know if there are tickets or not, but 8 o'clock show.
And I'm on tour, so you can look me up at my website by Jim's name.
Yes.
Am I gone? Am we saying goodbye? Or am I
somebody else
staying?
coming in?
Yeah, they told you have somebody else, but they also told us you had a hard out at 9. That's why I was trying.
Oh, I didn't
rush. Oh, okay. So
No,
I didn't have to.
I said I'd stay as long as you guys wanted.
Oh, okay.
Well,
But I'm happy to leave.
Your people lied to us.
But I told them no. I said I'd stay as long as they want.
Well,
But if you want me out, I totally understand. I mean, you got to piss like a racehorse.
Well, I'm going to piss. We're breaking.
yeah, we're breaking.
There's no question.
I want you to piss like a racehorse that just broke his leg. So right after you piss, they shoot you.
They shoot me under a tent.
It's the last piss.
Do one more Burbank reference or one more fake I'm not doing Carson, L.A. experience.
But I haven't been doing Carson. I literally have been sitting here, and now I'm sitting here. I'm just going to piss my pants.
So you go.
I mean, if I piss my pants,
Yeah.
basically, that's another Tuesday afternoon here in L.A.
You go piss. You can follow at Bob Saget, or you go to bobsaget.com for all the dates, and I'm sure the cool comedy hot cuisine information is up there as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bob Saget.
We got Rude Jude coming up.
Appreciate it.
We got Rude Jude coming up. Roxy's here. Whole bunch of stuff happening on this Friday.
Nothing happening on this Friday.
Wild Friday.
Congratulations at being in Los Angeles.
Nah, it's a Carson.
We'll be right back.
Have a good piss.
Welcome back to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts here, live in Los Angeles.
I thought your friend was coming on the show, so I tried to give her a seat, and she just wanted to stand there awkwardly.
Who, Roxy?
Yeah.
You want to talk to Roxy?
I thought we were, but we can just plow ahead. It's up to you.
Come here. Roxy's very excited.
Is she?
Yeah. She likes being a part of all this. She's very excited to be here for the show. You want to call the show, by the way. It's 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. You can tweet us at Jim and Sam Show. You can also Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, do all that. Actually, I believe Roxy has been doing a lot of the tweeting today from out in the bustling lobby.
Oh, yeah, I asked if you wanted to sit because I figured we were going back on the air. And you're like, no, I'm just going to stand against the wall. A little weird.
That was a really strange response. I don't know why I said that. The second it came out, I was like, why don't you just fucking sit down? Just sit down.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was hitting my lap. There's 2 other chairs here.
I don't know. It was kind of far from me. You know, it's a big studio, so I didn't want to walk all the way over there.
Get all tuckered out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Roxy, you look great today.
Thank you so much, Sam.
She showed up in like a tiny little fur thing. And like
the fur thing I noticed.
A little velvet skirt.
It's not that short.
It's pretty short.
Yeah.
And you like to usually say this, like, if I'm wearing something that's up to my neck, he's like, oh, and the low-cut shirt with the big boobs. I'm like, this is a pretty big fur
I didn't say
thing.
you had anything low-cut on. I said your skirt was short.
That's true. My
Isn't
skirt
it?
is short. My skirt is very short.
It's very velvety looking. It's the type of thing, if you were in a John Steinbeck novel, you'd get killed accidentally by a retarded guy petting you.
Thank you so much. I'll take it as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It's a very nice compliment.
Yeah, it's like 85 degrees outside, too. I don't know why I'm wearing fur and velvet.
That's okay. Well, again, it's very, very short. And you got thigh highs on, too.
Yeah, what do you think about those?
I don't mind
They're
them.
comfortable.
They are. They're very comfortable.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Those are not thigh highs, by the way, Sam. They're knee socks.
Oh, is that right?
Difference,
What's the difference?
The length. Thigh highs go up to the top of the thigh.
Like literally knee versus thigh. You
I
know?
see.
Yeah.
So thigh highs is what that pilot was masturbating in the cockpit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Those were not knee socks.
No, he would have looked not as silly in knee socks, but in thigh highs, he looked a bit ludicrous. With his feet on the console. He couldn't have been behaving more poorly on the job.
Did you hear about this guy? Mm-mm. He got fired because he was
They did fire him?
well, I'm sorry, you're right. Suspended only.
Yeah.
Because he was caught via photos masturbating in the cockpit of a British Airways
Photos
plane.
that he put up, obviously.
Yeah, he took them himself.
He posted pictures of himself masturbating?
Well, yeah, it was like he didn't post them. I don't know where he posted them. He must have sent them, or they were lost in the cloud, or somebody ratted them out, or something.
I don't know.
Because he put his thigh-high up socks on the steering wheel, and his bottom of his balls and top of, you can kind of see his taint and bottom of his asshole and ball area.
You really examined these pictures,
Yeah,
Sam.
he did.
You you
It's
got
like
in
crime
there.
scene photos. the guy was laying back in the chair, and he was really trying to show everything.
Yeah.
And he's got to get fired for that. You can't jerk off in a cockpit.
You can't. Not with thigh highs on.
No.
And we saw his pants and his shoes.
That was my favorite part with his shoes, the empty shoes.
Next to his chair.
Wait, how do you
just
see the
hustled
pants?
out of him.
If his pants are off, they were folded next to him or something?
He just tussled them down.
Oh.
And they were next to him. Like the belt was still in them. You know what I mean? You could obviously tell the co-pilot had just left because he just quickly took his pants down.
Oh, it's the oops, you caught me look.
And started jerking off. But God bless him.
I guarantee you he has a system when that guy comes back where he can just throw the magazine and slip the pants on immediately.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't care about the shoes because the guy won't notice when he sits down. You can just slip your shoes back on.
Right, because I bet a pilot takes his shoes off on the flight.
And by the way, those socks, you can't really tell stockings or like man's dress socks from the bottom. They kind of look the same.
No, I think stockings are a little bit more transparent. They're a little bit more see-through.
Maybe,
no?
but who's going to notice that in the fucking dark cockpit?
I would notice.
You might by feel. If you reach over to caress his feet.
Well, he's got his ankles wrapped around my cheeks.
Massage his feet.
Right.
Would you like a man's feet in your face?
No, I would hate that. A man's socked foot with his tight dress socks on.
Stockinged foot. Have you ever dated a weird guy who's like asked you some weird fetish shit that you're like, no?
I gotta tell you something. I'm kind of the weird fetish person.
Oh, you really?
Well, not always, but I do like feet.
Men's feet?
I like feet.
I've heard that from a few different women that they like men's feet. That's more of a submissive thing.
You suck toes?
I have been a toe sucker before.
Oh, wow, good for you.
But you have to get somebody else to be into it because it's not fun if you're sucking somebody's toes who's like, oh, God, why the fuck are you sucking my toes?
Would you be like that, Jim? If Roxy started sucking your toes, would you be like, Roxy, that's so gross?
No, not at all.
You wouldn't?
No, not at all.
Have you ever had your toe sucked?
Of course. Yeah, no, I like it.
Who are you
it's
talking to,
it's
kid?
kind of nice.
But it's been in weird times. Somebody who you don't. It's a weird thing for a man to say to a woman. Like for women to say, "Hey, you want to lick my feet?" Yeah, but it's for a guy to say to a woman because most women are not into feet. And so yeah, if you just put them in their face, and if they like it, they'll do it.
By the way, you can see photos because people are going to want to know. You can see photos of Roxy on her Twitter at Roxy Striar. She's also on AfterBuzz TV and Screen Junkies, and she's gotten herself in. She's always been hot, but she's gotten herself in very good shape lately, and she's become a big fan of the spandex unitard.
Yeah, I wear a lot of unitards, that's for sure. And you can also see me on your Snapchat because I jacked it for the day, and I'm apologizing in advance for the dick pics you guys have received after me posting a little bit of a provocative picture of myself.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good.
It wasn't even that provocative. I'm just kind of, you know, when you're trying to be a hot girl, so you kind of open your mouth a little bit. You're like, you know, like little kissy face kind of thing, because you think that's sexy. In my mind, I was like, oh yeah, this will look hot.
This will get all the boys lathered up.
Yeah.
On Jim and Sam show on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
So you like men's feet. When did you first realize you like guys' feet?
This is weird because you keep saying men's feet, and it's just feet.
Oh, just feet. You like women's feet too?
I guess so because
You'll suck a lady's toes?
I did suck a lady's toes. Her name was Emma. I think we were like 13 years old, and that's how I realized that I liked toes. It was one of those, we were kind of laying on my couch watching a movie, and we were young, and she was like, do you want to suck on my toes? And I was like, okay. Yeah, sure.
At 13?
And then, yeah, because it wasn't like a sexual thing at the time. It was more, I don't know why she asked me. Maybe it was sexual for her.
Of course it was.
But, and then she was like, do you want me to suck on your toes? And I was like, I guess so. And she did, and I was like, that was cool. And
what
then,
size feet do you have? Look like 6.
No, bigger, way bigger. I'm an 8.
Oh,
and I'm short, so for a short person.
awesome.
Do you mind that they're bigger?
No.
That's better.
Oh my
the
God,
bigger,
yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
There's the photo.
Oh, it's
You see what I mean with the
Yeah.
mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
just a little bit trying to be sexy.
Right.
Like,
that.
I'm casual. Oh, I'm kind of cute.
But that's where the big toe goes.
Yeah.
So you and your friend sucked each other's toes for how long? Just once?
Yeah, it was just one time, and then I switched over to men's toes because then I'm not into women. I dabbled for a little bit, but it wasn't my thing really.
What situation do you like to be when you suck a guy's toes? Like, is he dominating you? Are you having sex? Or like while he's on the couch, do you like to be ignored while you suck his toes?
No, not ignored. You got to be in the heat of things. Like you got to be going for it, and
So it's not a submissive thing.
no, it's kind of like it seems in the opposite direction, but on your way to give a blowjob, like some people will start at the top and then go down, but you can also start at the bottom and then
Do you lick
go up.
between the toes?
And then
or
when
just
you're
suck?
blowing him, do you start going, I started at the bottom, now I'm here?
Shut up.
every single time. But sometimes in my head, I really
did a
will
little
say
rap
shit
joke.
like that.
You're just so young and hip.
I did a little
What
rap
a
joke.
reference.
Yes, it is.
That was you're honestly so hip.
Little rap
You
joke.
put on a shitty black scent when you did it.
And he smiled so big too, like so proud of himself before he even got it
I was
out.
very happy with
Yeah.
Because he knew what a cornball he was.
Yes, I did.
So do you lick between the toes?
Yes.
It's more of like a suck pull motion
I see.
than a lick kind of
Do
thing.
you take the whole foot and suck all the toes, or just each toe?
No, not the whole foot.
Right. Okay.
Do you like the bottom, the arch of the foot, and the heel of the foot?
More toes.
Okay.
More of a toe
So
person.
now, how do you like the guy to behave while you're doing it?
You got to make a little noise because if
Okay,
somebody's
yeah.
dead silent and you're sucking their toes, you get really concerned.
what kind
Like, I would say something sexy if you're sucking my toes. Like, ooh, this makes me feel like I have 5 little pricks down there.
That's terrible.
that would
Little prick.
that would be the worst. If you said that to me, I'd be like, no,
You wouldn't be turned on if I said that?
No, you gotta-
Roxy, I think you just found which piggy went to market.
Absolutely. This little piggy's about to go wee, wee, wee all in your hair.
No. Oh God, you got to do more, just like, you know, like that.
Damn.
No,
I got 10 little picks down there.
none of that. None of it.
Let's see. Okay, so do you like if you're sucking a guy's toes, do you like when he pushes them on your face?
Pushes his toes on my face, like kicks me.
No, not kicks you. No.
Just press it. Just
Press
press it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't sucked that many toes to
Okay.
know. I guess I would try it. A foot on my face. It doesn't seem that far away from my mouth. If it's my cheek.
Okay, you just like the feeling of toes in your mouth.
Yeah, I do.
And you put them clean.
Obviously, I prefer.
But like a lot of guys have shitty like hangnails and stuff like that. A man's foot is not traditionally the most well taken care of thing.
Yeah, you got to get pedicures.
Oh.
As a man, you got to do it. Especially if you're going to put your toes in somebody's mouth.
You haven't been back to Boston in a long time, have you?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow. I guess I should be more into the dirty toes. I got to stay with my roots, you know?
A good
you like
working
that.
man's foot.
That's an interesting fetish for a woman to have for feet. You don't see as many women because women have like a really weird reaction. They fucking hate feet.
Everybody.
You're a very assertive person in life, though. Do you ever get submissive?
Yeah, definitely.
You like it?
Oh, you have to, because when you're somebody who's in the industry and you're working your ass off and you always have to be yelling and fighting with everybody, sometimes when you're with somebody, you just want to be like, all right, take me. I have nothing left. Like, whatever you want.
Someone spank you and, like, talk dirty. Say sexy
Like, what kind of thing would you say?
Like what?
Like, oh, you've been misbehaving.
Yes, like that.
Just like with that voice and everything?
Yeah.
That was your best one yet. I'm not even kidding.
That's good, right?
You've done that before?
Sure.
And they like that?
Yeah. Oh, someone didn't do their chores and studies.
Why does he have a hint of a Scottish accent?
I don't
It's not
know.
Scottish. You're spanking her in the moment.
Why is he saying it like that, though?
You're spanking, you're like, bad bitch.
So aggressive.
Is that too much?
And why didn't she do her studies? Is she still in school?
No, she's, what happened? No, she's going for her master's.
Oh.
Makes perfect sense
She's
now.
going for her master's.
And you do have to do your studies.
You
when
do
you're
have
going
to
for
do your
masters.
studies.
Right.
That's true. It's important.
That's true, but she was unable to because she was arrested for drunk driving.
Is that right?
Yes, and I'll spank her.
And that's
that
why
why
she's
she's bad?
misbehaving. Yes.
Yeah, she's misbehaving. Like she plowed into a family and killed 3 people.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Any kids? She kill any kids?
There was 2 in the car.
Yeah.
Father and 2 kids.
Hit her harder.
Killed them both.
She gets a spanking.
Yeah.
So part of your role play is that you give the woman a spanking for
Shattering those dreams, yeah.
killing 2 children in a drunk driving accident.
Do you then drop her off at the police station or no?
Tell her how naughty she is. Yeah, she woke up in a drunk tank, the whole thing. She
Right.
studies.
That's
It's
such
really hot.
such a fun fantasy.
Yeah.
Are you getting turned on, Roxy?
Definitely. I'm
thought so.
wishing that I was the driver in the scenario.
Do you have nice feet or do your feet awful?
They're okay.
They're okay. Yeah, see, feet can go. I like a certain kind of foot. I'm not a maniac for it. I prefer like a nice looking foot that's clean but a little,
Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got if my
Okay.
feet are okay.
Okay.
I'll be honest too.
Yeah.
Roxy's gonna put her feet
I
up.
could have painted my toes a little better. So that, you know,
don't
they're
even
like,
paint it. Let me
they're like
let's-
normal
Let me
feet.
look at it from your angle.
They're like normal.
Turn that.
There they are. Roxy's got her feet up.
They're nice. She has nice feet.
Nice feet, right?
Very nice, yeah.
They
Very
don't
good.
smell.
I don't mind a
I
little
clip my
smelly.
toenails.
They're a nice color too. They're
Oh.
cool.
You don't mind a little stench?
Nah, as long as it's not dirty. As long as they're not like fucking like I've been walking barefoot and my dog hair is on them feet. Fucking nasty.
I just walk through excrement with my bare feet on.
Yeah, one girl had talked to me about sucking her toes. She was just chatting about it, but I knew she had roaches, and it was just gross.
In her
me out.
house?
Where else would her roaches be?
I don't know, it sounded like they're in her feet or
No,
something.
in her purse.
I get why you asked the question, Sam. It sounded like the roaches were living in her.
No, in her feet, in her house. But I mean, like I just kept thinking of her walking around on roach eggs, and I'm like, I can't suck those.
She probably did, too.
No, I didn't. We just talked about it.
No, I mean, she probably did. walk
Oh,
around in
yeah,
roach
yeah.
eggs.
Yeah, I like them clean, but like right from the gym in socks.
You said no,
Right.
though. You said straight up, I will not do this.
No, we were talking through text. It wasn't like one of those things where they're in my face. so I probably would've bit
Roach-infested pig.
Exactly. Nobody wants to suck your fucking roach egg tootsies. Fucking nasty.
It seems like it must have been difficult to date you, Roxy, because every time you come in here, it's like your experiences happen so early. You know what I mean? You were fucking sucking toes at 13.
Sure.
When did you give up that mouth of yours?
Yeah, young, 13 also.
13, she's blowing a dude.
Oh my God, how old was he?
He was 13
All right,
also,
that's cool.
which is better, because, you know, we're learning together, and that's why I did it.
Plus, you know what it's like to suck a 13-year-old's dick now, so
That's
you
true.
got that out of your system.
But everybody else's dick is great compared. Like, I'll still remember that first 13-year-old penis, so
Right.
everybody else has a leg up on that.
What
Right.
motivated you to do it at that age?
Okay, so I had never kissed a guy before, and I wanted to be really good at something, you
Like
know?
that
'cause-
movie with Drew Barrymore,
never been kissed.
where she blows the 13-year-old?
Yeah, that's what she did.
I think
It
so.
was my dream.
No, that was Kevin Bacon in The Woodsman.
Oh, that's the movie. That's the movie.
But in my mind, I was thinking, all right, so everybody else is good at kissing. You know, everybody's had their first kiss. He won't know if I suck at sucking, so I got to try that, and then I'll be the girl who gave a great blowjob, even if I gave a crappy blowjob.
Okay. Did you give him a good one?
It was amazing.
It was, right?
It was great.
How long did it last?
I think way too long. I think maybe there was like, he was a little nervous and there was some like...
Could he not get a rod?
No, he did. But it was like he had to jerk off a little bit and then I would suck his dick and then he would jerk off a little bit.
So you weren't that good at it at the beginning.
Oh, no.
No, I was amazing, Sam. I was better than any of the other 13-year-old girls.
Oh, you were a toothy goose.
I think probably. I think I probably didn't get it.
But you had to be the best by default because none of the other 13-year-olds were blowing dudes.
I was the best blowjob he ever had.
You were the first?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so when he came, did he tell you?
I knew.
How'd you find out?
I knew because all of a sudden there was something in my mouth.
I see.
And I had read, I think it was either Teen People, one of those things that swallowing was a lot sexier. So I remember I took a step back.
They were writing that in Teen People?
Yeah, no joke. It was in one of those teen magazines. In one of the pieces that somebody had written about giving their boyfriend a blowjob. So I took a step back and I remember I breathed in deep through my nose and I to impress him, made a big gulp sound so he knew what I had done. And
you ever have somebody swallow your jism that way, Jim?
Yeah, when I got blown by Jim Neighbors. It's horrible.
It was way too, the sound is not nice.
No. Golly.
Yeah. You never want to hear gulp.
Yeah, but I thought that's what he wanted to hear. And so he looked at me and goes, "Why did you do that?"
And you're like, "I can't get it up now."
And I said, what do you mean, why did I do that? Because I read it somewhere, and I think I just said that. And he was like, "You're supposed to spit that out." And I was so embarrassed.
What a dummy. He should be embarrassed.
Well, he didn't know that
it's dope.
He's at 13. She just became the cum eater in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a tough rep.
He did tell everyone that.
He did, right?
And she swallowed. So
you were were you known a little bit as the slut then?
Well, no, because after then going upstairs and breathing it into my brother's face, I was known as a lesbian because he spread that rumor harder.
Your brother did,
right?
That's right. I remember you telling me that.
So I was no longer. People.
You have a sister. Is she younger or older?
My sister's younger by 7 years.
So if your younger sister came to you at 13 and you were 20, she was like, Jim, and she accidentally belched and it was cum on her breath, how would you react?
I wouldn't be shocked. It would probably be mine. I'd be disgusted to smell anything on anyone in my family's breath. It would creep me out.
Jizz breath?
Well, remember, it wasn't an accident, though. I went upstairs to tell him.
Right.
So what happened? Okay, so this guy blows low. So you have a foot fetish. You don't have that many fetishes. Foot fetish is not.
Yeah, no, I really don't. I'm pretty normal. I like to have fun. I like to try new things. I like feet.
But you got it out that you didn't like. It had to be something you tried doing.
I think so.
I'm not that into too much butt stuff.
Do you like your butt?
What's too much butt stuff?
Yeah, do you like your butt kissed and played with? Can you handle that?
Yeah, a little bit, definitely. Okay. But, some guys they try to get really aggressive and treat it like it's your vagina and it's not.
I like to put my 4 fingers in and I like to twist and turn it like egg. I call it the egg beater.
I'm not into the egg beater.
That might be a bit much.
I'm not into the egg beater.
That's not a great introductory step.
No, definitely not.
Time to beat some eggs. Time to make some breakfast.
Yeah. Do you say that when you're doing it? Or
yeah. I'm like, get on your stomach. I want to make an omelet. And the girls just get turned on immediately.
Time for breakfast in bed, baby.
See, I wouldn't think that's what he meant if he said, I want to make an omelet. I would think you were going to jizz and spread it on somebody's back and then maybe add a couple peppers.
Yeah, no, I call that curing the burns. I'm applying it like burn lotion. I ran out of thoughts.
I know you did.
So, okay, you like a little bit of butt stuff, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many knuckles in?
Oh, it's more about
One.
less about the length and more about too much thickness. No.
Oh.
Length is okay.
So these little skinny woman fingers, I could probably get about 4 knuckles in, but a man's hand.
Sam's Skeletor fingers, you could get the whole up to the wrist.
Yeah, I could do the egg beater and she wouldn't even know.
But a Greek guy, maybe half his thumb.
Yeah, not down. The Greek guys, they do have big hands.
I see.
Big, thick, hairy knuckles.
But so is it difficult for to start dating guys because when they become very insecure at the fact that you had fun experiences early that they hadn't had yet? That's intimidating for a young man.
I think because I've had sex with such a small amount of people, which is actually surprising to most people.
More than 5?
Yeah, so not such a small amount of people, but compared to what you would think talking to me, I'm very open about it. People would probably think I had sex with like 30, 40, whatever.
Jim, commonly misinterpreted fact about Roxy, she does indeed not give up the vagina very often.
Right.
I would assume that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a Jewish thing to give a lot more blowjobs, and for some reason, guys are not as intimidated by a girl who's given a lot of blowjobs. They're more intimidated by somebody who's had a lot of sex partners.
I see.
So guys you date, do you tell them about your past or no?
Oh, anything.
No, but I mean, do they want to know? Some guys don't want to know nothing.
Right. Some guys don't want to know nothing.
Yeah,
I don't want to know nothing.
They don't want to know nothing. They don't want to know. They want to think they're the first ones in there.
Yeah.
It depends who, because sometimes, you'll start dating a guy and he'll ask you a question and very quickly realize he can't handle the answer.
Like, what's the question he'll ask?
Something like...
Am I the biggest?
No, they'll try to do it more casually than that. Like, so, have you ever had sex on the beach? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, with who and when and how long did it last and how many times?
And more importantly, what island were you on?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if you say Jamaica, they're like, oh no.
Oh, shucks.
That's how the interaction went, actually.
They asked you if you fucked a black guy.
And I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Now, did he have a giant dick or no?
It was big. It wasn't giant.
The biggest you've ever had?
No. No, it wasn't. And once I went black, I did come back.
You did?
I did go back. He was a smoke show, though. He was really hot and this big dude, and I was kind of expecting it to be a little bigger. But it was a good size. Like, doesn't tear me up, doesn't make me nervous size.
So did the guy care that you had fucked a black guy or no?
Some guys do care.
Really?
Yeah, and that's kind of a bummer, and that shows, like, all right, this isn't going to work.
They're just intimidated. I think it's more being threatened by the myth of, oh no, this guy probably did so much better than I'm going to do.
If you were dating Roxy, Jim, are there any instances where you would want her to bring up that fact?
Yeah, every time we had sex, I'd want to talk about it. I want her to tell me how great it was and how much she enjoyed it.
You wouldn't want her to tell you it wasn't that big, would you?
Well, no, I would want it to be truthful. It's got to be truthful. It's not fun if they're lying, because then it's like, ugh, we're both adults.
Like, if we were having sex and I was like, oh my God, you're so much bigger than the black guy I fucked, would that be sexy to you?
No, not if it wasn't true. No. For what?
Okay.
He would honestly, Jim would probably prefer if you told him how much smaller he was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll keep that in mind.
A little bit of humiliation can be fun, but it's got to come from a real place.
Right,
like,
right,
you have
right.
to enjoy doing that.
You're not looking for like a fucking role playing.
No, my dick is fine too. I'm not embarrassed by my dick, so I don't need to be. Some guys like dick humiliation. I don't need that.
Right.
I just need you to talk about positively about other things.
Did you ever have a guy want you to kick him in the nuts?
Mm-mm.
Never anything like that?
That's a fetish for some guys.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Have you ever had that? Not a guy
want me to kick him
no,
in the nuts?
You want to be kicked in the
No,
nuts?
I don't get it at all. But
No.
I've seen it happen, but I couldn't be further from it.
George Carlin said to my friend, he said, keep kicking him in the nuts. A friend of mine.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Was that a special thing you just said to your one friend?
Yeah, my friend thought it was, but apparently it was something Carlin says to everyone in the fucking airport.
People have some weird ones. Like, there's that one wrestler who likes to get walked on, like, with high heels on his face.
Who?
I don't know. X-Pac was telling us about this. There's that one dude.
Oh, Tony Atlas.
Oh, Tony
Do you
Atlas.
remember Tony Atlas?
Of course I do.
The Black Superman?
Yeah.
He has, like, the craziest foot fetish. He loves women to walk on his face.
With high heels.
Yeah, he loves getting kicked with high heels and abused.
Does he like bare feet too?
Oh, yeah. He loves all of it. He loves all of it. And
Will he lick dirty shoes?
I'm sure he will.
Oh my god.
Like, he's obsessed with it.
That's so crazy.
Would
He's
you lick
obsessed
dirty
with
shoes
it.
if she was real hot?
I wouldn't care what she looked like. She'd be lucky if I fucking touched her clean shoes. No.
You don't
the
like
top of them.
shoes.
I had a couple of dominatrixes who asked me to kiss their shoes. So I'll peck the fucking top of it, like, just to get to it. But nowhere near where it can get dirty. It's not my thing.
I don't get that. You can't even feel it. You can't feel your shoe.
It's about the humiliation, like naughty boy, like shoes.
Like a
mental
down.
Just take them off. Fucking sit down.
We get it. You're in charge.
Yeah, hey, boss.
Oh, don't hurt me.
Oh, have I been naughty? And then she puts on that special belt, and you're like, yes, I have. So interesting. Okay, so you have a bit of a foot fetish. That's just something you don't hear from a lot of women. That's cool.
Somebody has a question
so much.
for Roxy. If you want to call in, call 866-969-1969.
By the way, we have a new sound clip.
Roxy Striar is here with us. Is there a cue for the new sound clip?
Yeah, like if someone interrupts me, I'm gonna go like this.
Okay, so what would be an Don't interrupt me, cunt! Dude, Jim and I were laughing about that story all day, because we were together all day yesterday, driving from podcast to podcast.
Right.
We were laughing at Bill Burr's Bob Kelly story all day, to the point where when Jess got home from work, because she's here working, when Jess got home last night to the hotel, the first thing I had to do was tell her the Bill Burr Bob Kelly story.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I was enjoying it quite a bit. Bill told it very fast.
Well, what do you mean? I don't mean to interrupt you. Don't interrupt me, cunt! Our friend Bob Kelly shouted that at Bill Burr in the middle of the sidewalk.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
that's so great.
Yes, it's the best.
Please load that one promptly.
Oh yeah. 866-969-1969. Sam in Virginia. You're on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing today?
What's up, buddy?
Hello.
I have a pretty interesting question. What advice does Roxy have for a 24-year-old virgin performing oral sex on his girlfriend for the first time?
Are you a 24-year-old virgin?
I am.
Wow, and you haven't even performed oral sex on anybody.
The level of virgin that I currently am would astound you.
How did you make it 24 years without doing anything?
And how did you meet this girl?
Is there a girl?
Well, actually, I just met through a mutual friend, but...
Was he a pimp?
I don't know, really. I was like, I'm kind of a shy person just by nature, so I don't really like putting myself out there that much. So
Isn't that crazy when it just doesn't happen? And then as the years go on, like, you get more, like, if it doesn't happen in high school, then you go, okay, well, maybe I'll go to college, maybe I'll do this, it'll happen there. And then the longer it doesn't happen, the more you're just kind of like, okay, it hasn't happened, and it just doesn't.
So, first of all,
you can't kind of become content with it, and you're just like...
Sorry, you just jumped in while Roxy...
Oh, no.
Don't interrupt me, cunt!
Oh, I fucking love that soundbite. It's great.
So you can't tell her. You can't tell her that you've never performed oral sex.
So you think at 24, if a guy whispers to you right before he goes down on you...
No! So you gotta tell her you were lying, because...
Wait, what did he say to her?
How did you tell her? How did she know that?
Well, man, it was just like throughout the progression of our relationship, I wanted to be completely honest with her, because there would be nothing more humiliating than, getting to that point, and then at that exact point, like,
how long have you been in? How long have you been in a relationship? How long have you been in your relationship?
It's about 4 months now.
So, what have you been doing for 4 months?
Exactly.
She lives in another state, and I'm a truck driver. What do you want from me?
Do you have a really long tongue? How's it going to reach all the way over there?
Yeah, sir. So what, it's like the first time you've seen her in a while?
That's one of the perks of being a truck driver, is when I go off duty, I can kind of take my off-duty time anywhere I want. So every other time I go off duty, I go see her.
So let me ask you something. You'd never how did you tell her that you've never given oral sex before?
Licked a box, as it were?
Yeah, how'd you tell her you've never gone bean flicking?
The punani.
Yeah,
right.
The punani.
Ate in the cooch.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
How did you explain you've never gone muff diving?
Yeah, how did you explain to her that you never put your nose where it stinks?
Probably with those words.
Once I told her that I had never had sex before, it was kind of, I didn't really even have to mention the fact that I hadn't.
You've never gone mouth fishing either?
No mouth fishing, no bean licking, none of that.
So the advice I would give, I know you're asking Roxy, but I would say what you got to do is you go from the side and you grab both lips in between your teeth, and you tear left and right and make the yummy noise. That drives her crazy.
What's the yummy noise?
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. Now I get it.
So you almost have the whole vagina in your mouth.
Yeah, and you're
just shaking it like a dog in his toy.
Yeah.
And it's rough?
Oh, yeah.
So she's lying down? And then you kind of sideways.
No, she's on her stomach, and you open her legs from the back.
That's cool.
And you got your nose pressed into her thighs, and you talk like that, and then you bite the lips. And
Like this, so it sounds like, mmm.
Yeah, that's got to affect the yummy noise, though. With the
cool.
nose.
Yeah, it's hot, though, right?
That is. That's fucking sexy.
I would be like, okay.
Like a rabid dog mauling a cat.
Roxy, how would you tell him for real? How would you help this guy?
So I think that because you said that you haven't had sex with anybody doesn't mean you've never had oral sex. No, it doesn't mean you've never done it. So I would pretend that you had and just own it. Pretend like you know exactly what you're doing. Make sure you don't leave out the clit. If you don't know where that is, you gotta Google it first. You should look at something.
Believe me, I've Googled it before.
Yeah, you Google it.
You flick your fucking tongue on it.
And you write some letters. Like,
you know how to go. You know how to satisfy a girl, right, Chip?
Fuck yeah. Little.
Don't make those noises. Don't do that.
Roxy's staining the chair as she listens to Chip.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt, Roxy. Go ahead.
No,
don't interrupt me.
Thank you.
It's perfect because you started talking.
Yeah.
And honestly, the confidence you had to call in the show means that you will have some confidence down there. So, you know, you've watched porn enough times. You know what you're fucking doing.
A lot of people say calling Jim Norton and Sam Roberts is like going down on a woman.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
True. Yeah,
it stinks.
Being in here with you guys feels like I'm getting somebody going down on me right now.
Right.
What have guys done wrong when they've gone down on you?
You know, same area, too much, too aggressive.
Too rough, right?
Yeah. Well, it's not even just too rough.
Uh-oh.
What?
Go ahead, sir.
No.
No.
Okay. I was waiting for the soundbite. What would you say is the biggest mistake a first-timer can make when it comes to performing oral?
Don't ask if she's
Power
come
tools.
yet. That's my least favorite thing in the
Right.
entire world.
Yes.
Are you there yet? Are you there yet? Have
Almost.
You come yet? Are you
That's what I do.
almost?
I don't say, have you come yet? But I go like every 5 minutes, I just look up and go, almost?
No, you don't. You should.
It's the fucking worst.
What?
You get so much pressure on you. You feel like you're doing something wrong, and then all of a sudden you're out of the moment, and you're like, God damn it! Like, stop fucking asking me that question.
Here's what I do. I just flick my tongue and I'm like, comfort chipper. Comfort chipper.
It's gross.
If you really play into this, it might work for some people.
Comfort chipper.
I look up every 3 minutes and I go, quicker or slower? Quicker? Slower? Okay, good. And then I go back to work.
You guys should just make hand signals then.
Right.
Yeah, I do. I put my right arm up and I pop lock with my right arm. That means hurry up, my back hurts.
Oh. See, you have to tell him that before, because I wouldn't get that hand signal. I wouldn't know what that meant.
Are you nervous, Sam?
Oh, that's what he says to himself every morning right before we go on the air.
I'm very comfortable with this person.
You sound like it. I'm very comfortable. Peter fucking Brady, it's time to change.
Well, I gotta tell myself this so I don't go in there looking like a bumbling idiot.
Right. You probably will. It's your first time doing something, you know what I mean? Like, you're probably going to be dog shit at it.
No, Sam, it's hard to really fuck that up. I mean, it's an easy thing to navigate.
No, it
just
isn't.
enjoy it and tell her that you want her to tell you if she wants something.
And look,
let her know it's okay to say, hey, I want this. Or I want that. You know, women are a lot of times
100%.
afraid.
Yes.
and Sam, you're not gonna marry this woman. This is the woman that you're doing everything for the first time on. Just use her, maintain the relationship.
Yeah.
Use her as like your litmus test.
Practice pussy.
Lick her
Practice
toes.
pussy. Yeah, lick her toes. Do everything to her.
Thing though, like I tell all of my close friends that know this about me, I always tell them this. Like, I'm just not the type of person that can just use a woman like that.
You don't know what you could do. You never even ate in a pussy before.
Yeah, what do you
don't
mean?
know
You're dating her 4 months. Use her how, you goody two-shoes?
Yeah.
Stop. You're afraid and you're trying to make excuses.
Yeah.
You're scared and you don't want to say you're scared.
I'm
Like,
person. Fuck you.
You're not.
that's
I'm
not
just
being
too
a good
of
person.
a guy.
You're too good a person to make her come?
Yeah.
Hey, I would love to make you come, but I'm too good a guy. That would fly with no one.
Right now, you're using her. You're using her for her mind, and you're not taking care of her body.
Right.
Exactly.
You're using her.
Her
Roxy.
pussy is the mayor of Neglect City.
Yes.
You're in a relationship, right?
I am.
You get that box eaten more than once every 4 months?
Yes, I do.
Good for you.
Damn fucking right.
Good for you.
Damn Skippy.
Damn Skippy.
Just do you want a fucking medal? Good Lord.
Look, here's what you
Put
do.
Purell on her pussy first. They like that.
Yeah, they do.
Make it burn.
Yeah, they do. Look, Sam, just try everything that you can possibly try. Everything that you've seen in porno movies, all of it. Just try it on her. Do it in a trusting way. Do it in a way that you agree upon. What kind of porn do you watch?
Gay scat.
What do you mean all of it?
All of the porn.
You watch fucking fecal porn? What do you mean all of it?
Like 14 years of virginity because you don't really count 10.
14 years.
Ages 1 through 10. So I've explored most of it. I would say I'm pretty experienced in the world of pornography, I might add.
Yes, your inflection's enraging.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, I liked him at first, and I was rooting for him to lose his virginity, but now I'm kind of hoping we make it to 40.
Because he's never performed oral, but he's bragging about 14 years. I've watched quite a bit of porn in my time. Look, dude.
Things I've accomplished in my life, Sam.
Look, here's what you got to do.
Yep.
Just use her for everything you've ever wondered about. The fact that she knows that you've never gotten laid, you're a virgin, you're all this, and she's still accepting of your mouth and dick and balls. Like, you have to practice everything on her so that you can move forward to the next girl and the next girl and the next girl with actually some kind of experience.
Sam, that's the best advice. Yeah, that's it.
Because you're not dating a 24-year-old virgin, Roxy.
I'm not.
You don't have time to you're not a teacher.
I've never taken anybody's virginity. That scares the fuck out of me.
How old? Me too, actually. How old is your boyfriend?
He's 28.
Okay, so it's age appropriate.
He's gotten laid before?
Yes, he has.
Okay, good.
Yes,
he's a very handsome, tall guy.
Many times.
Is he a handsome, tall guy?
Yeah.
That's good.
He does. He's done the sex thing before.
Okay.
Yeah.
She hooked up with Adrian.
I did.
Did you?
But he didn't get it in.
No, he didn't.
Wait, did you suck his penis?
No, I didn't.
Did he go down on you?
No.
But he licked her nipples.
Yeah, he licked my nipples.
Are they nice? They big nipples or small?
They're medium sized. Was that a good? How do I know if it's a good? Good or bad?
That was a good.
He's just getting excited.
So wait, okay, so you hooked up with Adrian.
I did.
Why? He's a good looking guy.
I gotta tell you, I fucking love Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian's
he's awesome.
You like Cuban dick. I understand.
I can't even help it. I get excited when I'm on Sam's show because I have an excuse to text him. I was texting him like, hey, you want to give me that Snapchat login? Also, how are you?
It doesn't make your boyfriend insecure?
Because I can't text him otherwise because I have a boyfriend who I love.
So why didn't you suck his penis?
Because
does he have a big penis? Did you touch it?
No, we kind of did the with clothes on grinding thing, so it felt like it was there for sure, big. Okay. But I don't know. I didn't see it.
So it's not a micro penis.
Why did he try to get it in?
I would know if it was. Why didn't he try?
Why did he try to get it and not get it in? What happened?
Well, I just don't give it up that easy.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you tried to and couldn't get it in.
No. I wouldn't let him. And also, I knew because we were coming back on Sam's show that I was going to come back on and talk about it. I wasn't even expecting to let him touch my boobies, but I did. Yeah, so that was generous of me.
That's cool. Yeah, fuck yeah! Go ahead, Adrian. Get those nips. So he didn't go down on you. I fault Adrian for that.
But he did kiss the nipples.
Yeah.
That's cool, but he should have kept kissing the stomach.
Here's the thing.
He tried. He did.
All right.
And also, Roxy can really hold her liquor.
Yeah.
Oh,
he'd had a few drinks in him. So she got him off his game a little.
Oh, he was a little drunk. He started crying into your stomach.
I love you. I fucking love you, don't you? Fucking Sam doesn't treat me right.
He did send me ribs after, though. To my door in L.A., he sent me ribs. So that's cooler than crying.
Hey,
right?
baby, you like dinner?
Yeah, baby, you hungry? I wish I could have taken you out for some ribs.
Yeah,
what a shitty thing to send a woman.
No, right. Are you kidding? I love ribs.
That's right. This one girl ate my ass, so I sent her mashed potatoes and a hat.
Why mashed potatoes? I thought maybe eggs, the omelet you made in her ass.
No, mashed potatoes are a really romantic food. Especially when they're cold and left on your doorstep.
You're an aphrodisiac.
You could make hearts in them, You could carve shit into
That's exactly right.
Mashed potato art.
Yeah.
Nick in San Francisco has a question for Sam in Virginia. What's going on, Nick? Nick, you there?
Good afternoon.
And a good afternoon to you.
Oh, good afternoon. Hello.
I guess it's tough of the morning for us out here on the West Coast, but it's almost afternoon over there. Okay.
That's right.
So what I don't understand is if you're a truck driver, which is so immersed in the whore culture, how do you make it to 24 without at least once getting curious enough to buy I feel like Jim Norton could only drive a truck about 50 yards before he pulled off to buy a whore.
Well, there's a lot lizard.
Answer this very quickly. Jim Norton makes a lot more money than I do and has access to a lot better, as you say, whores than I do. I don't know if you've ever seen a truck stop whore, but it don't like.
Seen one. I was raised by one.
Words.
Sorry, Mom. Your mother was a truck stop whore?
How horrible they look.
Jim's, you're insulting Jim's mom, the truck stop whore that she is. That's how she made a living. That's how the Nortons got Christmas presents.
Absolutely. That's how she put fucking bread and penicillin on the table.
Right, getting a mouthful of truck driver. You didn't know that about Jim's mom, Roxy?
Yeah. She'd come home with her hair messy, wearing a cat diesel fuel hat.
But I bet her vagina looked the same, which is the lesson here, that all vaginas are good enough to eat.
She'd look disheveled. She'd have a cat diesel hat on. She'd give your dad a big kiss on the mouth, and they would go to bed.
Yeah. He would go, toy. He hated that. Smell like cigarettes. It sounded like fart.
She tasted like cigarettes.
Yeah. Ugh, dumbbell.
All right, Sam. We're gonna take a break. Call us back on Monday. You're gonna perform. First of all, get your dick in there this weekend, buddy.
Yeah. Try to. I'm back on your team.
Yeah. Roll it over on his stomach and say, look, that little place where the shit comes out, I'd love to fill it.
So charming. Yeah, try to have some sex this weekend, Sam, okay?
All right, I'll give
also,
her a
what
shot.
you say to yourself when you wake up in the the morning?
That's what I do every morning.
Sex. That's
try to have some sex this weekend.
That's what his wife says to him.
And Jess wakes up and she goes, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Call us back on Monday, okay, buddy?
All right, guys. Love the show. Hey, Jimmy, I love you, man. You're a hilarious fucking dude. All right, guys.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.
Thank you. Good luck, man.
We'll talk to you later. Roxy, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
We always learn so much from you.
We have Rude Jude in a little while. I have the Improv tonight here in L.A. at Melrose Improv if you want to come.
Yes.
And
I do.
Then I fly home.
No, first you come to Kevin's party.
Fly home Sunday morning, yeah.
Yeah.
For that. I was going to leave tomorrow morning, but there's no flights.
To the big Kevin and Maria Menounos.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Kevin Undergaro birthday party. I was at the Tomorrow Show last night. And
Damn right you were.
I found out apparently Corey Feldman is going to be at this party.
Yeah, performing.
He doesn't know he's performing.
He doesn't know he's performing, but we're putting that out there. If you want to perform with him, we're getting a bunch of people to sing along.
Do you think you want to do that, Jim?
No.
Doesn't seem quite.
And I'm not a good singer.
You're not?
I don't know his song.
Ascension.
He doesn't like me anyway.
He doesn't?
No,
you know him?
We've teased him on the air.
No.
We just teased him. I mean,
you did?
How do you not tease somebody?
I just think he's great.
Yeah, he's perfect. You can't tease him. He's a god, for sure.
He got mad.
He did?
I heard he did.
Oh, he was hurting.
I guess.
Oh, poor Corey.
Come on, man. We got to tease you.
Poor Come on, buddy. We got to tease you.
We're teasing you.
We're just teasing.
How did he even listen to the show? It was too early in the morning.
I guess people told him on social media. We just
Do you think they got ahead of themselves on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, dude.
Just giving you a little ribbon.
We were just razzing.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Good-natured jocularity.
What are you going to say to him at the party?
Hi.
It sounds like a strong start.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Should be good. We'll take a break. Jimmy will piss. We'll get Rude Jude in here.
Is he here?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Yes.
Jim Norton is going to be at the Melrose Improv tonight here in Los Angeles, California. And starting Monday, we'll be back on at our regular time of 8 a.m. Eastern, because we'll be back there on the East Coast.
Yeah, I missed the facility. I like being out here. It's nice, but we have Rude Jude just came in talking about how small this place is to work in. It's got to be close. After 5 days, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the regular size place we work in.
Yes, it's tiny. For this to be running a two-man show out of.
But this is what you're used to, right?
This is why. Well, I was doing my show out of here, and I liked it because it was just me and another person, and it forced intimacy. Like we had to get used to each other real quick.
Yeah.
But we couldn't run it. You guys got cameras and shit. Like you got like a real show.
Right.
There's just more room. I mean, there's 2 floors. We got here Tuesday. There's so much more room in LA that's cheaper than in Manhattan. I'm surprised that they spend so much more to rent in Manhattan than here.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't ask me.
Yeah.
They didn't ask me what I thought where we should go. They just told me to come here. We were at a grimy spot before this, and I actually liked it. Because you could do whatever you wanted.
That's like when we were on, it was still a beautiful studio, but when we were on 57th Street, before we went into the Sirius XM building, it was like our own space.
Yeah.
Nobody was there. Nobody was checking up on it. And it was like cool. It was our own island. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was harder to get guests because people would have to make a special trip there as opposed to stopping in and doing you. But it was, nobody bothered us. Except there was other guys like that worked for the Broadway channel, and then they fucking hated us because we kind of came in and moved their space shrunk. Remember that one guy who was so dirty? And he would have like a little teeny, thing he would try. Wasn't there mice? He had mice or something?
Yeah, we had mice, we had cockroach, we had a terrible cockroach problem on 57th Street. Yeah, remember for a while we were having like the interns hunt them? And we made one of the interns eat one.
They ate a cockroach?
Over. Yeah, he did. He ate a cockroach.
Who, Pat?
That was probably Pat. No, it was Cream Pie Jones.
Oh, right.
Cream Pie Jones ate a cockroach.
Man, I can't. I'm afraid to ask an intern to go get me coffee nowadays. You guys got me eating bugs.
You can't do it now.
No, you can't do it anymore. That was like the last days of real intern shit. That was like the mid 2000s. You know what I mean? Once you got to like 2012, I would say. Yeah, it was all different. Yeah, it was all changed.
It was fun though in the old days, but now when you look back, you're like, we had interns doing like weird, like kind of pseudo-sexual things. Fucking one guy brushed his teeth with dog shit. Like that would never work now.
Nah, dude, no. They had to start making rules because of our show too. Some dude started fucking one of our interns, so they had to shut that shit down.
No way, was you do the work for you guys, or
he was from another channel and he came and was like, yeah, I'm gonna hook you up with a show, and just started laying pipes with this chick. And
did he get fired?
I think he had to go. He had to go crazy before he got fired. Like I think he started calling the chick's mom. Like,
oh my god!
Why, he was kind of like he wanted more. Like
he was way into her, and she was not as into him.
Oh, okay.
And then once that intern got done, she ended up giving me fucking strep dick. She gave me a blowjob. When she finished her internship, I waited.
Yeah.
And then she gave me a blowjob with strep throat, and I got strep dick from her ass.
From the ex-intern?
Yeah.
What's strep dick?
Like strep throat in your dick hole. Like she had strep throat, gave me head, and then I got it in my penis.
Can that happen? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
And that's what the doctor said? You have strep throat in your dickhead?
They said it in a fucking more doctory way.
Right.
They're like, you have non-gonococular urethritis. And I'm like, what is that? Well, and then they were like, it's like gonorrhea, but not. And then I was like, all right, so could this have been it? He was like, yeah, that was it.
It's strep throat in your dick. That's what it is.
Okay, so would you just take penicillin and you were good?
They give you like the, I go to the clinic, I end up going to like this free clinic usually, and it's like a banana drink. It's like a banana flavored drink.
Oh, and that's it.
Yeah, it's bitter, and then you drink it, and then you can't smash for 7 days.
How long was your dick hurting? Like, what? It just started to like burn, or what happened?
It was like one of them deals. Like I was on the phone, I was literally making love on the phone to another girl, like lining up some shit for when I come back to Michigan, and I took a leak, and it was the burning drip. It was that burning one. And you're like, damn.
Possible.
How do you keep yourself from fucking the interns? Like, 'cause you're kind of a creep. So, like, how do you just...
I like money. I like my job.
Right.
I like paying rent.
Right.
Like, I'm way into that shit. I got a car note, so it's really easy for me to not fuck. Once they were like, hey, man, you can't fuck the interns.
We'll keep giving you money, but you can't fuck the interns.
None of that. I was like, hey, that's cool. And, like, I was even smart enough to wait. Like, I was like, this is not a good idea for me to go ahead and smash an intern.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just, I fucked, no, I fucked a girl in the band that time when we first came back on.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever, I mean, I guess the question would go for you.
We had mostly male interns anyway. There were very few female ones.
Right.
And I never went near them. One I became friends with and still talk to this day, but we've never kissed or hooked up. But now, I always knew at work you gotta watch it. Because one wrong move and you're fucking finished.
Yeah.
As soon as there's a lawsuit, you're fucking done.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, honestly, I learned that lesson the hard way. I've gotten a couple chicks pregnant
Have you really?
Yeah.
At work?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Not this work.
Right.
Like like my daughter, we made my daughter in the McDonald's that we were both working at, me and my baby mama.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we're in the bathroom?
In the closet. Like it was for like grill towels and shit like that and cleaning products, and we would just go and fuck in the closet.
Wow.
And then you made a kid.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and I know the time too. I know the time I did it. You know, like you.
So do you sit there going like, I mean, obviously now you got a daughter, but like when it's happening, when she's like, I'm pregnant, you're like, I know exactly the one time I could have just not done that shit.
I knew exactly it. I knew exactly the time. I left it in there.
How did you know? Oh, you left.
I left it in that motherfucker.
Yeah,
I left it in, and I was like, that must have been it.
I like leaving it in.
I know. It's kind of awesome.
It's awesome.
It feels better, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Especially when you're like, you on the pill and they're like, no. You're like, ugh.
There's like some caveman shit in you, right? That's just like, I need to spread my seed.
That's a good way to put it, caveman shit. That's exactly what it is. It's like that fucking thing that turns me on so much when they're willing to let you do that.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but psychologically it just turns me on.
There are women that really like that too for the same reason.
Sure.
That primal thing, like, yes, you're gonna do that. Like nobody, you.
That's why there's 8 billion of us. Because that shit is fucking awesome.
That's right. Yeah, if it wasn't fun to reproduce, nobody would be like, yeah, let's have a kid.
Yeah. There'd be like 40 people.
Yeah, imagine if every time you came, the bottom of your feet itched. Like that was the sensation you had. What a fucking bummer.
So how long ago did you have the kid?
She's 20 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, look, man, I did dumb shit early. I learned my lessons the hard way.
What's your relationship with her?
It's decent, I guess. It's up and down, especially now that like she's becoming her own person.
Right. She's an adult.
Yeah, she's an adult. She has her opinions. I got mine. We don't always agree, and sometimes it's hard for us.
Yeah. Do you still talk to the mom?
Oh yeah.
No, she's in college.
The mom's in college, or she's in college?
No, I don't know where the mom is.
You don't talk to the mom anymore.
I mean, yeah, not really. It's not like I got beef with her or nothing, but like,
that's like a 2 lives before this, right?
Yeah, it's 20 years ago. We never dated. You know, it was just like
a hookup.
It was like McDonald's shit.
We just fucking McDonald's. That's what we do. We work at McDonald's. We fuck at McDonald's.
Yeah,
this wasn't supposed to be further than that.
But she didn't come after you after you got into radio. She didn't say like, "Hey, man, now that you're doing this career."
I took care. Like it was
amicable.
Yeah, it was good.
That's that thing that like if it's not amicable, like it just haunts you forever. Like you couldn't your name's in the news because you signed the HBO deal, and if it's not amicable, she's calling you right away to be like, hey.
It was too late.
It was too late.
It was too, I had the fucking 18-year-old party. I was like, 18 years old, no more child support. I did a little march around the room.
That girl,
I was stoked. I went and had dinner.
She turned 18 and you were like, time to self-publish a book, baby.
Straight up. Look, man, the mother was always cool. Like, they never came after me. They were always cool about that shit.
Well, now, don't you have to until, maybe that's just an insurance thing to be in your 20s, where you have to pay for someone to be on your insurance.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that's insurance like 20. 26. I think it's 26, right?
Yeah. Or 20. No.
I think it's either 24 or 26.
24, I think.
But it's because they're just extending because everybody's going off to college and then coming home and just staying at home. Nobody's leaving.
I remember like back in the day, like you had to know how to like plant a crop and shit like that and be a man.
Right.
Now you're like fucking eating off your dad till you're 26.
Right. But it's people like
boss up, dude.
It's people like us that are doing that. Like people hear like your show or our show, or they'll see Jim do stand up and they're like, yeah, I don't want a job. I want to do what those guys do. And they'll just kind of sit at home and wait for it to just kind of happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah, go get it. Like,
right,
you know what I mean? Like, go get it. I didn't have insurance forever. Like that was,
I went 10 years without it.
Yeah. It was just like your insurance is don't get fucking sick. That's insurance. Like that's just don't get sick insurance.
How'd you get into radio? Did you start interning for somebody?
No, I was just bad at acting.
Oh,
I came out here to act. I was awful at acting. But I used to do the Jenny Jones show. I'd clown on strippers and shit for Jenny Jones, and Eminem used to watch me, and they gave me a shot.
What made you bad at acting?
I was awful at auditions.
Yeah, they're tough.
They're really hard. And everything that, like, Jenny Jones, even this show, I'm known for, even on Sirius, I'm known for being, like, really straightforward and kind of, like, telling the truth. So but I was a young asshole, so I walk in, and they'd have me reading for, like, hood parts a lot. And it, like, majority of the time, like, cats not from the hood were writing these hood parts. So they'd be like, the wording would be wrong or something. I'd be like, man, nah, you shouldn't say it like that. You should say it like this. And I would offend people.
Yeah, the writers, if the writers in the room, they get really, there's so many times it's hard to make it yours because it's written poorly or it's written too grammatically correct, but not a way that people talk naturally at all.
Right.
And then you try to just kind of make it yours by changing a little thing. I very rarely had them ask me to not do that. but I wouldn't tell them.
Right.
I wouldn't say. I would just kind of do it and go, I hope you don't mind. And usually, if it's okay, they'll say no.
See, you were smarter than I was.
No, I didn't get the parts. I didn't get the parts.
You didn't get the parts either?
No parts. No parts around the room.
Yeah, so I guess my technique was no good either.
How you like doing the solo show? Because I think last time I talked to you, you and Sear had just kind of, that had just happened, right?
Yeah, it was.
Jude was doing an afternoon show forever on Shade 45, the All Out show with Lord Sear, and then, I guess similar to what happened with you and Opie, Lord Sear and Jude split up, and now Lord Sear's doing the show at noon East Coast.
Okay.
And Jude comes on at 4 p.m. East Coast, is that right?
Yeah.
So did you guys split?
I think he was just sick of my shit.
How long were you together?
12 years.
Oh.
It's a long time.
Well, yeah.
I think Sear wanted to do his own thing. We had a different idea for the show. And the thing was I worked really hard, so, like, I'm open to ideas, but I feel like if you don't work as hard as me, your vote doesn't count as much as mine does. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna work my ass off to set up skits for you. If you want to do some shit, fucking do it.
Right.
I'll fall back.
How long into it did you guys realize there was a trouble?
6 years.
Oh, you had
probably the first year. He and I never got along all the way. We made it work though, because it made it interesting to listen to. Like we never had the same vision. But we just made it work, and because of that, it made for interesting radio.
Yeah,
but it was hard on us. Like it was great for listeners to listen to, but it was hard on Sear and I.
Was either one of you the other one's boss? Or were you guys completely 50-50 as far as the power?
That was the big problem, because there was nobody would say whose role was what.
Right.
Nobody would be like, so every day, it just would, like on a daily basis, it would be this thing like this.
So you're coming in and going, here's what we're doing today. And he's like, says fucking who?
Basically.
Here's what we're doing today.
So that wears a motherfucker down, dude.
Yeah, it's really tough.
So we did that for a while, and then look, man, Sear's doing his own shit. I think he's way happier. He's way happier doing his thing, and I'm fine doing like it's fine doing the show.
Did you guys fight over the time slot? Because me and Opie, we weren't sure what time we were going to do, and we both wanted the same time. It just got uncomfortable.
The irony was I was trying to give up this time. I was like, take the fucking afternoon drive.
Yeah.
Like, take it, dude. Like, I don't even want, I wanted them to send me somewhere else. I'm like, just put me on a different station, man. Like, I want to do fucking talk anyway. Like, fucking have me go do talk.
Right.
Like, this would be a great time. Have Sear take that. I'll go do talk. We'll call it a fucking day.
Yeah, perfect. Everybody gets what they want.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Right. But, management didn't see it that way. They wanted me to maintain the afternoon drive. And so I kept that. Sear jumped down to noon.
How'd the audience do? Like, are they picking sides? Are they upset about it, or are they just whatever?
Bro, honestly, people barely even notice.
They didn't notice.
People barely even notice, man.
You're sitting there, there's all this drama happening, and you're like, okay, we got to restructure this, we got to figure out what this is. And they're just tuning in the afternoon. It's the same shit.
They're just like, crack a dick joke, make me laugh.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Like,
how do you play? Is it a lot of music? They just kind of tune in for the music and a little commentary, or?
It's kind of weird, man. Like, it's, being on Shade 45 is this weird thing where it's like, you're kind of a visitor in your own house. Like, half the people are waiting for you to shut the fuck up so that they could hear Drake. And then the other half are like, yo, with this fucking shitty song, hurry up and end so I can hear what Jude has to say.
Right, you don't know who's listening for Jude and who's listening for Shade.
Yeah.
Right, and it's two different missions, right?
So I'm basically doing like a talk show on a music channel.
Well, that's what Sway does, right? Sway's show is what is he on? What time? From 8 to what?
8 to 11. I think the same as us.
Oh, 8 to 11 on the
and
East Coast.
he does a bunch of music.
Oh, he does play music.
Yeah.
I've done this. Only done it once, and it was just a conversation, but
he does. I don't know if it's the way, but like a lot of like the regular radio rap stations in New York, especially, like they'll like have somebody in to do an interview, and they'll interview them for like an hour and a half, whatever it is, and they'll put the whole thing on YouTube, but really they're just going to cut it up into little clips so they can slide it in between the music when the show actually airs.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's what Sway was doing or not. I haven't.
Every time I see Sway, there's 40 people in there.
Yeah.
There's always a bunch of people and camera crews and publicists. Like,
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Do you want like that big of an operation? Because you were talking before the show, and
I just want to talk to like ancient alien people, man. Like, I just want to talk like, yo, Sway. Like, there's no way I'm gonna outdo Sway.
Right.
Sway does that so fucking well that. And the other thing is, I don't give a fuck about rappers or fucking.
Right.
I don't care about stars. Like, they're usually not that interesting, and they give these canned fucking answers. So, like, I'd rather talk to. I want to talk to weirdos.
Right.
So, there's enough guessing shit out there for me to go holler at some different people.
Definitely.
Like, Sway had Obama.
Right, you don't need Obama.
How the fuck? Like, I can't compete.
You need
with
some
that.
guy.
Like, that's dope.
You need some guy who's living in his basement.
Yeah.
Who's going to come on and tell you all the secret things Obama's really trying to do.
I want a flat earther to argue with a hood dude.
Right.
That's all I need.
Right.
Yeah.
I would listen to that show.
We had that show and it was fucking gold.
It's great.
It was gold, dude.
The hood guy argued with the flat earther?
Yeah.
Who won the argument?
The fucking hood dude just murdered the flat earther.
Yeah, flat earther's a tough one to sell in 2016.
Yeah, dude.
That's a tough one to sell.
I know, dude. I know. I was fucking this broad and she was like, after post-coitus, she's like, starts bringing up the flat earth theory. And it was one of those deals like, what are you doing with your life, dude? You're banging like flat earther chicks right now? And then the worst part was, like, I didn't pay attention in science class, so I couldn't even disprove her with words. I just knew she was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, cause like an airplane. Cause if you get in the airplane, you see the curve. That's the only way I could fucking
What
win.
was her response to that?
I don't, she was like, well, why do you think they call it a skyline? Because it's flat like a line.
Wow. That's what dope she is. Yeah. Good for you for dumping your load first.
That's what Who Kid always says, though. Who Kid's a flat earther, because he goes, like, yeah, of course he is, because he goes, yo, man, I've been on planes going everywhere, and you always go straight. You never turn. Like, yeah, you're right, Who Kid. Good point. Oh my God!
Is he really a flat earther? He couldn't be.
I don't know. With Who Kid, it's just like whatever comes out of his mouth. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Yeah. I don't think anything's real anymore.
I know.
He's lost himself.
He really has.
He's just doing the Who Kid character.
Okay.
Everywhere that he goes. Who knows?
But you cannot survive that. You can't overcome that when you know someone's a flat earther.
It's tough, dude. It's tough.
Hard to get beyond that.
Yo, I know it sounds even more. Like, I was fucking a chick that was like full blown Christian, and I was like, really, dude? Like, really? Like,
that's just the same thing as flat earth.
Yeah, it's like, so wait, you believe that like you're eating a body of Jesus right now when you take like that's what's happening. I'm like, all right,
cracker. Like,
it's okay, man. Like, we never slept together again after that. After she OD'd on me about God.
Was she like, a lot of times religious girls are fucking dirty because they got raised by religious people, or like, you know, the preacher's daughter.
Here's the crazy shit. Her people were atheists, and she was rebelling.
Wow, that's odd.
She was rebelling as a Christian.
Yeah, she was rebelling against her parents and was a fucking Christian.
Wow.
It was something she discovered in her 20s.
Wow, so she really was mad. That's so funny that no matter what your parents believe, people want to do the opposite.
Yeah. Because these atheists probably were like, no, we're going to raise her as an atheist. She's going to be like a free thinker. Yep. She's going to be a step above. And she's like, no, fuck you guys. I'm going to be a Christian.
That's right.
To the word.
Yep. To the fucking word.
Wow.
That's odd. I'm glad you fucked her, though. I don't know why I'm glad, because she probably regrets it. Like, I couldn't convince him. I tried, but he wouldn't.
We had a weird problem, me and her. We had weird pheromones. You ever have that, Jim? Like, where, like, on paper, this chick is the shit. You should, like, it should totally
Jim's
work.
talking about a lot in terms of, like, how he likes the way feet smell and armpits smell and all that stuff. It's all pheromones.
Yes. On the right person.
Dude. Yeah.
Was it her mouth you didn't like the smell of?
She smelled to me like a boxing glove. Like, and it just turned me off. Like,
right.
There was like a boxing glove smell about her. And it wasn't, she was dirty.
Yeah.
It was just her BO. Like, if her BO and my BO didn't match and we were going to have a weak child. Like that, like my body was like, nah, stay away from this one. You're going to have like a fucking weak child.
Yeah, you ever have somebody whose mouth just smells or tastes weird? And you're like, I don't know if it's dirty or if it's just, that's nature saying, fucking beat it.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this one.
It's nature, bro.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but so what do? Do you get out of it at that point?
It depends on what we're doing. Very rarely, sometimes it's the vagina, but if the armpit smelled weird or whatever.
Yeah, it was just the body. You know, It wasn't even her. I was just banging a whole, I would eat Viagra's and just try to like power through it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even work with Viagra's. Like I couldn't even maintain.
Yeah. We take take 100 or 50 milligrams?
I was taking the 100.
You know, I did those in Brazil. I would do the, now if I do anything, it'll be a Cialis. It'll be a half a Cialis or Cialis. But, those 100 milligram Viagra, we would take them. And I remember me and Keith Robinson being in a taxi in fucking Rio. And I did 100 milligrams of Viagra. I'm like, I gotta stop this. Because you feel like your whole body is
really? Explode.
Yeah. And then you can't come and you're hours just fucking different girls in a brothel. It was fun, but it wasn't.
Sounds manic.
It was. That was exactly.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Manic.
I did it. I made the mistake of like doing ecstasy and then throwing 100 milligram Viagra down. And I went to a rub and tug in New York, and I think the lady thought I was gonna die. Like, cause my shit was like just jumping out my fucking chest.
Yeah.
Like super fucking hot. Like she just wanted me to get and she could tell I was fucked up on something.
Yeah.
Right.
She was just trying to get me to nut and get me the fuck, like, so I could go die on the sidewalk and not in her bed.
Place.
Yeah. Do not die on that fucking mat, dude.
And it's hard to come when you're on Viagra.
It's so hard, dude.
It's just, because you're
But you stay hard the whole time.
most of the time you do. But even on Viagra, if you're totally not turned on, you won't get hard. It's not going to get you hard. If somebody's standing there throwing fucking baseballs at your head, you still have a hard on.
Right.
You still have to be kind of turned on. It just takes your natural turn on and makes it better. But
I see.
Or for no reason. Like I've been around for 2 days with a hard on. I took a Cialis the other day, which I didn't need, which once in a while will happen. You have, let's just say you're optimistic for, to fucking take one. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Well, when you take it just because you want to be an optimist.
Be ready.
You want to be ready.
Right.
You can't say, hey, I'm going to take a pill. You want to just do it and then, you're ready to go.
And then you take it and it's just a wasted pill.
Yeah, then you're out having sushi with your manager. Fucking, what am I doing?
That was that literally, I did that and forgot about it and then went and got a facial. And like, it's me and this woman, like this nice, like hippie lady in the back of the salon by ourselves. And she starts rubbing my face and then I forgot that I had taken the Viagra, but like just that face touching, boy.
Yeah.
My dick started getting hard through the fucking Dockers. Like I felt like a real scumbag.
You do, but there's also, you feel creepy, but then there's also that part, it's like, fuck man, I feel really proud of myself. like this will creep her out or she'll like it. It's very mixed emotions.
Look at this. Yeah, you see my new shoes?
Do you drink as well?
No.
It's more just the other
GHB
shit, right?
and shit like that. That's my jam.
So do you wake up with hangovers or that shit doesn't fuck up the way you wake up?
No, I wake up, I got fucked up last night. I woke up high as hell this morning.
You did?
I just kind of crawled into over here. This is my second cup of coffee. I'm just trying to keep up with y'all.
Yeah.
Is ecstasy, I've never taken it. Is that one of those things where will that make your heart go faster? Plus
Yeah,
the
it
Viagra?
will.
That's probably a bad combination.
It was really, like, if you're going to do it, you should take your Viagra, like, well ahead of the ecstasy, have it in your system, and then eat the fucking ecstasy.
I think Viagra and been in the gym or Cialis and been in the gym the next day, and you really feel your heart pumping more, and it's like, I don't know if I should combine these two things this closely.
Yeah, it was one of those deals. It was, I haven't taken ecstasy in quite some time, because my happiness, I just don't have happiness anymore. Like, I've ran out of happiness, so, like, it doesn't do anything.
Oh, it does, yeah. So what do you do to feel happy?
I mean, like
GHB.
Yeah, or just like I just live life, but like I don't think I got a ton of serotonin or whatever the fuck, whatever dump you have. There's just not a ton of it left. I don't think.
Yeah, what affects your serotonin? I mean, is it all this? Because it does feel it's like the phone. They say whenever you're on the phone, it's constantly stimulating that, and it gets you very messed up, and your body doesn't make it the right way anymore, and you don't know what to do with it. So it's like, what do you got to lay off all this fucking stuff for a while, and then it balances?
There's a 5-HTP I take. There's DLPA that I take. There's all these different all these different vitamins one can take to help replenish what's in your
DOPA, is it dopamine or
DLPA? I don't know. I think that is for the dopamine. That's like if you have a bad pill problem, you're popping a lot of opiates and shit like that. Start doing that. That'll help with the pills, and then the 5-HTP helps with the if you do too much ecstasy and shit.
I should ask Dr. Steve about that. Is there anything you can take to work on your serotonin levels? Maybe mine's fucking weird, where it takes a lot to get it moving, and then once it moves, I like to dump it all out.
Yeah.
I'm just greedy. Yeah. I feel so happy.
Yeah.
You're just like a child. That's
dude, I'm
all.
such a piece of shit. I'll be talking to a girl through a text, and she'll say something that's kind of sexy, and I just gently touch my nipples.
You do, right?
Yeah, I was in an Uber the other night. I'm just talking. I'm not grabbing my dick. I'm just flicking my nipples lightly. I'm like, what a fucking dirtbag. This guy looks in the rearview mirror, and I remember he was deaf. Because when you ever take an Uber and somebody can't hear, they say your driver is hearing impaired, and it's going to print out it's going to like do the directions for him step by step. It was really bizarre. A bizarre trip. So I don't know why I thought a deaf guy wouldn't know that I was playing with my nipples.
Exactly. Yeah, he's deaf. He won't hear me flicking my nipples in the back seat.
Yeah, but maybe that's like a little serotonin boost. I think that's what that is.
Are you into nipple? Do you ever try that with your nipples to get your serotonin up, Jude?
Nah, but I've had chicks play with my nipples in bed. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Jim
fine.
likes to play with, Jim plays with his nipples while he jerks off, right?
Yeah. It's the only thing that makes me feel good anymore. I'm like finished. I'm at the end of the cliff. Believe me, as soon as my nipples die, I'm jumping. That's all I have left.
That's all you got left?
I have to stop all of it for a while. I think if you give yourself a break and you stop jerking off and you stop all of it, you kind of, your body starts to feel normal
I know,
again.
dude. And I'm sure you can relate to this. It's like if you've been doing the masturbation thing for like too long, and then you like look up from, you hit pause after you come, and then you look at the movie you've just been jerking off to. A lot of times, it's like, I remember it was they were pushing just a dead, like an octopus in some Japanese lady's vagina, and then she would push it out and he'd put it on her back. Like, it was like, I was like, that's what I came to? Like, really? All right, dude. Like, all right, just walk away from it.
And now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You start to question yourself because it's not even, I have to keep just changing it so it doesn't feel the same. I envy people who are like, no, I'm just dating this girl for 6 months or a year. I love fucking her.
You have to back away to recenter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're just on that same cycle all the time.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up getting all fucked up.
Yeah, you really are.
Ileana Douglas is out there. Should we bring her in?
I think so. It was a mistake, and we like Ileana, and we had gotten pitched her, and we said yes.
Yeah.
And then we never heard back.
Right. It just
So stay, please.
Really?
Yeah. You hang out.
Yeah,
and,
stay.
And talk to Ileana with us.
Okay.
Of course, Ileana Douglas has been in a ton of movies. She's been in Hollywood for a long time.
I'm reading my book to you guys.
You're reading your own book?
No.
That's exciting. Ileana Douglas, welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hi there.
Hello.
This is Jude.
Hey,
Hi,
nice
Jude.
to meet you.
He also has a show here on Sirius XM
Jude,
that is
do
incredible.
you even know who I am? You don't know.
Yeah, you're Cape Fear.
Oh,
You're
I
Cape
am
Fear.
Cape Fear.
Yes, you are.
It's my personalized license plate.
And our thing we did together many years, I know you don't remember, was Tough Crowd. You did an episode of Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn.
Yes, the great Colin Quinn.
And didn't you do, Colin would do these ridiculous third act sketches that were purposefully awful. Weren't you in the one where you were married and he was a doctor and he's like, I'm going to operate on a millionaire? It was just such a shit script and you had to call him out on how bad it was?
Yeah, it's so funny. Every once in a while things like that pop up on YouTube. And it's always such a throwback, but I love Colin, and I'm remembering, because wasn't that down on like 57?
It was on 54th Street, right off of 10th
Street,
Avenue.
yes.
It's where Nirvana did their Unplugged, and it was also where a lot of The Exorcist was shot.
Oh,
A lot of The Exorcist was shot in that studio. Yeah.
wow. Just got a creepy vibe.
Sometimes I'll throw in facts that mean nothing and do nothing to help the discussion.
Yeah, exactly. You just throw it out there and be like, all right, now you guys go with that.
Exactly, go with it. Scary moments, quick, your turn.
I like visiting places, though, like in Georgetown, they shot parts of The Exorcist. See if there's like a creepy vibe there.
Yeah, I've been on those steps. They lead it to a gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah, when, was it one of the, maybe a live show in
Some
DC?
live show,
like
yeah,
that?
some
Because we were all
broadcast.
there, yeah.
And it's just a gas station. It's not even
In
frightening.
LA, have you ever been to the Laurel and Hardy steps where the piano, they carry it's down in Silver Lake.
No.
Oh, it's very cute. Yeah, there's a famous scene in the Laurel and Hardy movie where they carry a piano up the steps and it falls all the way down.
I drove by the Philadelphia steps that Rocky ran up here when I was in Philly, and I just didn't give a shit.
You didn't, did
No.
you?
It was a peripheral noticing. I'm like, that's too fucking, I'm like, those,
Did you consider running up there?
No.
Really quickly?
I was annoyed I even looked.
You were?
Yeah. I turned my head back into the cab.
How many people do you think run up them steps every year?
Dude, it has to be. It's like a thing that people do.
Yeah.
It's like a tourist thing that they do. I don't know why it didn't do anything for me.
Of course, well, because it's like who cares? Exactly. Why it didn't do anything for you? You shouldn't do anything for anybody.
But I mean, it's still an iconic spot.
You gotta play with your nipples and shit.
Yeah. We were talking about that. Did you hear the discussion out there?
I try. I'm from Connecticut, so I'm very, I'm a little old school conservative.
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay, but that means you probably have demons, though, because people who are from
and I'm
conservative.
Catholic.
Forget it. Oh, you're the best. You believe me? You probably have a lot of little demons.
Raised Catholic.
You think so, Jim?
Yeah. The more conservative, the more like restricted.
Well, we were talking about Jude was having intercourse with a young lady who was hardcore Christian.
Let me, Leslie,
hardcore Christian
on this. Yes,
and the reason is because she was rebelling against her atheist parents. So
you youngies, you're so complicated.
Well,
See,
yeah.
in my day, it was like the '80s. You bottle of wine and. You tell your story, I tell my story, and then you make love. Like, it wasn't as complicated.
Or you meet a guy at the bar, and he says, what are you drinking? You say, sea breezes, I hope you can afford them.
That was all. That was so much of that was inside, because, I write about this in my book, a lot of the scene was improvised. And when my friends from acting school saw that scene, they were like, they know that you basically, these are all like jokes that you would do. Seabreeze was an inside joke for my pals at school.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The whole film was a series of inside, like, things. I guess that makes me the bozo on this bus. They were all like things that I grew up hearing or saying, little colloquial expressions that I somehow got in the film. But thanks for
we were talking about questioning, changing audition lines and stuff. They didn't mind that you put in your own like little dialogue there?
No. Wesley Strick, who is the screenwriter, said I had more notes than Robert De Niro. Because I came right out of acting school, and my teacher, Sanford Meisner, and my other teacher, Richard Pinner, I mean, that's what we did in school. You were given a conflict, and you improvised, and I was in a sketch comedy group, and I did stand-up, so I kind of went into movies in a little bit of a sideways way. So I just thought, like, oh, you come and when I did Goodfellas, I made up all my own lines. I was, I was in a scene with Lorraine Bracco and Martin Scorsese put me in the scene, and I said, I don't have any lines here. So I just, when the camera was on me, I just started talking. I just had my own line. I was like, I'm from Miami, and and I just
not do one take without talking. So you're I'm in this movie.
No, the other girls were kind of looking at me like, why is she talking? She has no lines. And, but anyway, Marty saw this, and I was like, then they put the camera on me. I was like, yes, this works. So I just figure you just talk until they tell you to shut up.
The worst they can do is tell you to shut up, and then you just go back to shutting up.
Yes. Yeah. The problem is that Marty spoiled me, because every movie after that, I was like, no, you don't get to change your
auditions are hard. Jude, you're not good at auditions. Yeah. He had a hard time with auditions.
The only time I've ever gotten a job was audition was I was playing a robber, and I just was robbed the week before. So all I did, I just repeated everything that the dude sticking me up said, and I got the job.
Oh my God!
What did he say? Do you remember?
He was like, "Hey man, run your pockets." And he was just telling me to get on the ground, run your pockets, dog, run your pockets, and. So that's what
I wouldn't even know. I was like, I would say, again, I'm from Connecticut.
Yo, the gun explains a lot.
Clarifies everything.
In the context real easy. You're like, okay, here's everything out of my pocket.
The gun is the Rosetta Stone of the street.
I remember, it's so funny you say that, because again, in my naivete, when I was in Washington, and I was doing a play, and my brother, this would have been again, like, I don't know, early 91 or 92, and my brother and I and this guy like pulled our car open and did that with, like, where's the juice? And we were like, what? Juice? Orange juice? Like we had no, I think he gave up on us, frustrated that we didn't know. And I've actually, I've had entanglements with people in New York, shockingly, there was, do you remember back in the day, there was a place called Godfather Pizza, and a guy stole my purse, and I actually got it back, and he was in shock. He was literally in shock.
How'd you get it back?
I had my purse on the back of my chair, and the guy walked by me and took the purse, and in a second, I just was like, uh-oh. I just knew, and I lunged for him, and he had the purse like up his sweatshirt, and he was literally on his way out the door, and I tackled him. and no one helped me. And my friend, it happened so quickly that my friend was actually sitting there going, what, did you know that guy? What happened? And I got the purse back, and I started lecturing him, and still, this whole thing went on. I was holding on to the guy, saying help. Nobody came and helped me.
So what did you say when, what did your lecture consist of?
Oh, it was terrible. It was so retarded. I lectured him. I actually opened the purse, took out my wallet, and I had $7 in the wallet. And I said, "This is what you would have ruined my life for $7." And the guy was like literally like standing there,
ruined
like,
your life.
I'm being
get a new purse.
Yeah, ruined everything.
Lectured by a white girl in a Godfather pizza.
It's a great indication of you, though. Like, that's that, like, fight or flight moment.
Absolutely.
And you absolutely decided, we're going to fight.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a fight.
Well, another time I remember I was on the phone. This is a story my friends would always tell. I lived on the Upper West Side in the brownstone walk up on the top floor. And I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and my roommate and I were going through, water balloon wars. I don't know if you've ever done that, but like,
Sure. Yeah.
we'd like, okay, it's coming up.
Yeah, we did
Coming
that.
home,
We
you
did
know.
bra bombing.
We'd like literally got it so insane. You'd have them, you'd be waiting up till 3 a.m. for your roommate to come home so you could, throw a water balloon at him. And I was talking to my friend from LA, and I was like, holy shit, the guy is like breaking into a car. And I had all these, I'm going to throw a water balloon at him. So I had all these water balloons, and the guy, he freaked out. He like ran away. So he didn't. So I stopped that.
So you stopped a crime.
Stopped a crime.
He probably was so mad he went over and killed somebody.
Another time I stopped a crime. I mean, and it's actually like I don't want to spend the whole show with me stopping crimes, but yes, I have been.
Ileana Douglas, crime fighter.
Absolutely. What a brave young lady.
Stopped a crime when I worked for Steve Rebell and Ian Schrager. I was in a hotel, and I was riding in the elevator, worked at this hotel, and there's something about these two guys. They were sweating so profusely. I just had a weird vibe riding in the elevator with them, and by the time I got to the lobby, I remembered what floor they were on, and sure enough, they had robbed a woman, and she was tied up, and somebody I got down in the lobby, and they started like running through the lobby, and another guy, that was even led to a trial.
Wait, how did they get caught that fast? Like
they chased them.
No, but like, how did you get alert somebody that these two guys did something?
I got down in, my heart was racing, and I was in the elevator, and I made a mental note of what floor they were on. And as soon as I got to the lobby, I found a bellman, and I said, there's something up with those two guys, some weird. I would, follow them. And he went to stop them. He said, something like, gentlemen, and they took off running.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, one of the bellmen, literally, and then he was the real hero because apparently he chased these guys and started, chase them through the subways and this, that, and the other, and they caught one of the guys.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was like they literally ended up catching one of the guys, and there was a trial, and in fact, the woman, it was like totally crazy. The woman was in fact like in her room, tied up. She'd been like beaten and robbed.
Oh wow. Are you a get involved guy or no?
Sort of
it just depends. It depends. Like I've
got older brothers. I think that's like you
ready to fight.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know. I've always had that like crime fighter instinct.
I was usually the criminal. I was just like, if it's not that big of a deal. But I woke up to a dude breaking into my house.
Oh my God.
I woke up to a man in my bedroom and we fucking scrapped.
That's
insane. I've had that happen. Usually they put their dress back on and leave.
Yeah. Money's on the dresser. Thanks. Appreciate you.
So you woke up with this guy in your house?
I woke up to this dude in my he was at the end of my bed. And it was one of those deals you don't think. You just do. I was like, I was so pissed. Like, I went from 0 to pissed. I was like, you motherfucker. And I rushed him and I just banged his fucking face off of everything I possibly could.
Did he get arrested? Did
they ended up catching him, but I didn't want to go to trial for that shit, so I never showed up. I was like, fuck it. Like,
just a guy breaking in.
But you got to smash his face against a bunch of stuff.
Dude,
like,
honestly, I felt more fucking traumatized by the cops than I felt more fucked up by the police dealing with cops than dealing with that guy.
What'd they do?
They came in, they're like, are you high? Da, da, da. They were like, they start questioning me like I did something. And I was high, but like, you know what? Like, fuck
What does
you,
that have
dude.
to do with anything?
Like,
It's your house.
Yeah, I was high in my fucking house. Like, I woke up to a fucking guy in my bedroom, like, suck my dick, go handle him. Don't be sitting here, questioning me.
Right.
And
like,
they did.
accusing me of shit. Like, let me see your pupils. What's up? And pull my sister aside. I'm like, dude, like, one, I got blue ass eyes. Two, like, I was just in a fight, so maybe my pupils will, change.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck knows? I don't know science.
You went from sleeping to fighting.
Yeah, I went
in an instant.
Yeah, I went from sleeping to fighting. Now I got Cagney and Lacey over here trying to fucking accuse me of a crime. I'm like,
Plus,
go catch that guy.
Plus, you were kind of high.
And I was high from the night before.
Yeah.
It was the night before.
Yeah. It's tough.
I was like, I was drinking opium tea. It was like you could.
Oh my God!
Did you ever have opium tea, Ileana?
No, no.
You haven't had any?
No.
How did you end up staying conservative and staying true to your values in LA and in this business?
I wrote about this in the book. My book, which is called "I Blame Dennis Hopper," true story. My father saw the movie Easy Rider in 1969, and we just moved to Connecticut, the upper middle class dream. To my mom's going to be a housewife, and my father saw the movie Easy Rider and so identified with Dennis Hopper that he ended up quitting his job, starting a commune called The Studio.
Get out.
And, my childhood then became like my, parents, smoking pot and dropping acid, and my father starting a band, and us going into like abject poverty, and that was my childhood, was literally seeing people high all the time. This is my own 2-bit theory, is like, I saw people on
kind of like
crazy acid trips.
The atheist girl.
Yes,
went
you're
Christian
rebelling.
to rebel against her parents.
You're rebelling by staying conservative. Do you understand? That's what's happening here.
But I think that because I saw that, I had that need for, I wouldn't say conservative. I'd use the wrong stability.
Yes.
I would say that I have a need for control and stability because I saw people that were out of control.
I grew up with hippies too, and I'm way more critical of like the left wing than I should. And I'm a pretty liberal thinking dude, but like some of that shit, I'm like, dude, would you like I just grew up with like fucking hippies that showed up late all the time because the vibe was weird or some shit like that. Just fuck you, dude.
We had people in our house, I write about it all the time. I mean, it was like, 50 people in our house. There was a crazy experience once where my mom like made me a birthday cake, and she brought the cake out, and everybody was so high that they just started like mauling the cake and everything. It was just, free. It was like, free love is expensive.
And there's a picture here.
Yeah.
With did you hear that?
Yeah.
That sounds okay. With Roddy McDowell.
Yes.
Your best man. So you got married and he gave you away?
Yeah, he was my
was your dad dead, or was he just
No, I didn't see much of my father after the hippie world collapsed. He kind of, went off on his self-imposed.
So he was just a friend, Rocky?
Yeah, so Roddy McDowell became a really good friend. So what the book is about, again, is that my childhood was so sort of crazy, and my parents were, I started to think of my life as a movie, in a sense, that it was like these were characters that were in a movie, and I started kind of living my life essentially as a movie, and it came true. Like, I became friends with all these people that were in the movies, but then some of it becomes surreal. Like, you see me there I worked with both Peter Fonda and Dennis Hopper. So it was like
Crazy.
my childhood coming
We're actually we're out of time.
Yeah, our show is over at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, and then they need the studio. Otherwise, we just stay late.
We'll stay here and talk.
To plug the book properly, I Blame Dennis Hopper by Ileana Douglas, and we're sorry about the booking mix-up. We hadn't gotten a confirmation that you were going to come.
Oh.
So we would have had you earlier.
Lots of great stories, Marlon Brando, De Niro, etc. I don't have any great sex stories.
That's all right. Neither do I. They're all disgusting. And Jude, you can be heard every day.
Yeah. I can be heard. Actually, just get my book too, Hyena.
Oh,
yeah, I got a book as well.
I didn't know that.
It's got an option by HBO. It's a big deal.
Oh, nice.
He self-published it, and it became a big success. It's an amazing book. Hyena. It's got all. See, here's the thing: if you want the sort of more stable Hollywood stories.
Yes.
Right? Ileana's book is there for you.
That's right.
When you're done with that book and you need chaos and debauchery, Hyena has the stories of Jude's life. So you pick up Hyena right after that.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure, same Same tree, different leaf.
That's it. That's it. The lessons are the same, aren't they?
That's right.
The lessons are the same. And Ileana, you'll have to...
She wants no part of being connected to my sister.
No, she doesn't. No, she
No,
doesn't.
are you kidding? That's sex sells. Trust me.
Whenever you're in New York, you'll have to come do the show, or next time we're in
Absolutely.
LA, we'll extend this conversation.
And I'll be in
Absolutely.
the Melrose Improv tonight, 8 o'clock show, and then back on the air Monday in New York.
Yes, we'll be back Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, going back to the regular time slot. Thank you all, and thank all of you
Saget.
back home. You did well the last 2 days. 3 days ago was not good. The first day was good. So thank you for those 3 out of the 4 days.
Yeah,
and,
appreciate it.
And Bob Saget as well, yes.
And the new sound clips, we'll try not to play too much.
Right.
This has been Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.